It's time to go play the Caribbean map in Doom 2, Doom TNT. I lost meter and the joke is now over.
You were also incredibly out of tune, too. Holy shit.
Yeah, I wasn't really trying that hard because I know that trying hard would make it even worse. I don't have exactly a strong sense of tune to myself, so... Hey everyone, it's time for more Doom this week. Hope you're doing well. I'm excited to get back into Evolution. I'm still enjoying it so far, but we're, I think, still a little bit halfway under, so we've got more to see.
I think we are also hitting the second half, which is definitely going to start getting the bigger maps, so that will be the, I think that'll be the make or break point for you. But for now, we are doing the second secret map, which is Carribbean.
Hooray!
It's another Dario Casali map, so it should be definitely primed to kicking your ass if you're not careful.
Alright, well, being careful is quite literally the opposite of my last name, so we'll see how this goes.
Well, what you're saying is Plutonium is going to be really funny.
Oh yeah, it's very funny. Being careful is just anathema. Why would I ever do that when I could just charge in like an absolute asshole and face the consequences of my actions? The chain gunners almost didn't get me. Oh well. But
You get one chain gun bullet as a treat.
For all the good girls and boys, just a singular chain gunner bullet. These are expensive, you know. So before stream, Grim and I were talking about Star Wars and the prequels, and how actually they are not all completely terrible. My personal opinion is that 1 is bearable if you could just swallow your Jar Jar pills, and then 2 is irredeemable, and then 3 is actually like pretty solid. It stands up to the like main trilogy, in my opinion. Hey Chris, holiday gone wrong? True. Yeah, there'd be demons everywhere. Chat has
I would say.
Go ahead.
I mean, honestly, again, it's like it's tough to say. I don't know if like episode 2 is like completely irredeemable. I think in terms of quality, I think episode 1 and 2 are on par with each other, and whether or not you prefer one over the other completely depends on what you think is more cringe, either Jar Jar or bad romantic dialogue. But yeah, I'm like, I can definitely see why that stuff is maybe not, you know, enjoyed by everybody.
Yeah, the
but
bad
Revenge of the Sith, I would arguably say is a good movie.
Yeah, I would actually say it stands up to the others. Because I agree with Chris here. Attack of the Clones is just, it's really boring on top of having bad dialogue. At the very least, like, the Phantom Menace, like, it's, like, funny and it's funny and kind of action and action-oriented, even if it's, like, not necessarily better for it. Ooh, ouch.
Phantom Menace also has, like, a lot going on, too, which I think, like, helps. Like once you, like, get past the point, like, you know, obviously, yeah, you get Jar Jar, you get the whole thing where, like, you're going through, like, the underwater section, like, Escape from Naboo, and it's like, whatever, it's boring, there's so much fucking political drama and talk, and it's like, I'm fucking 6, I don't understand what half of these words mean. And then, like, you get to Tatooine, and it's like, the pod racing is really cool. Did it have to be that long? Probably not, but hey, it's neat, and it's basically just one big Ben-Hur reference, so, like, you know, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And then you finally get back to Naboo, and you have, like, yeah, you have, like, the 3, like, you know, cutaway thing where it's like, you have, you know, the space battle, the fucking Gungans fighting against the droid army. You have, like, you know, Padme and Co trying to retake the palace, and then Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul. It's like there's a lot going on. It is like Phantom Menace's like final act is almost like the fucking like, hey, we need to put like Subway service and Family Guy funny moments thing on the side while you watch your content type thing. There is so much shit happening that like I almost kind of respect it for how much it's trying to do in like the final act.
Yeah. It sets up so much and then just like, all right, here's action, action, action. You got to have more. And I think like that's honestly, that's just much, much more preferable.
Yeah, whereas like Attack of the Clones, it's like it doesn't necessarily have like shitty set pieces, but I feel like overall it feels like worse. It's like we got to go chase the bounty hunter throughout the city. And then, the bounty hunter was killed by another bounty hunter. I have to go investigate the bounty hunter. And also, there's this clone factory that was made by a guy named Sifo Dyas, which is definitely not an anagram for Sidious, but they ended up making him his own character anyway, because Star Wars is fucking weird, man.
Star Wars is hard, guys.
And then and then like half the movie takes place in a giant ass coliseum. You have the fucking droid factory nonsense, and like and then it's like, oh, we have like these big battles. That's like,
if I may interrupt, just say, Chris, you haven't played Plutonia until recently. I'd say that's interesting that you think I wouldn't be able to do it unless I save a whole bunch. I think you should believe in me a little bit more. I'm getting slightly better. It's, enough saving, enough skirting around, enough actually watching more difficult Doom stuff. It's starting to actually shape me up a little bit. I think, at least.
Well, I think now that you've, played at least a couple of Kasali maps so far, I think that's at least a good primer for it.
Yeah, having watched Okaplok as well as the UV max of that recently, is I'm like, okay, I'm thinking of way more things, like how to make shit work when you don't have much resources. Hey, Brainlet, do you ever play any Doom Megawads, for example, like Ancient Aliens, Going Down, etc.? Well, I do plan on having a couple of community-submitted WAD nights around here eventually. I think we're trying to plan one, oh god, by the time I get done with, by the time I actually get done with TNT, I want to do one WAD night of, like, maybe some moderately difficult things, nothing too crazy. Then we'll do one, like, post-Plutonia, and then, maybe some more down the line. So, if you want to stick around for that, maybe even join the Discord. You can submit some stuff if you're interested in this community here.
Yeah, both those WADs are excellent, but yeah, if I think as far as like mega WADs go, it's really just going to be like, hey, submit like what you think is a good map from them, and then we'll play through them, because like there are so many mega WADs, and considering how long it takes to get through like one 32 map set between like how many streams, like I don't think time wise that's going to be enough for
yeah, I think that now I kind of understand what the question was a little bit more. I think, yeah, if I were to do like a mega WAD of like a big map pack, basically, it would probably be something that like I'm probably not gonna do it while like right after all of the official Doom stuff. That'll probably be something where it's like, okay, I haven't played Doom in like 5 months, let me go back and play like just some new big Doom thing.
Yeah,
or not new necessarily, but it's new to me, damn it.
Yeah, it's like I would only say like tackling entire megawads would be something feasible if you were streaming like Doom more than one night a week, but as is, it's like that probably isn't a good idea, because I think it would just take forever to get through like a bunch of them if that were the case.
Yeah, it'd be something more where it's like, if this was like, the Doom replacement and I haven't done Doom in a while, like I think that would be fair.
Yeah. Of course, yeah, you still have like so many other official games to get through first, so
right.
They'll probably be a while.
Saw that be done. What the? Oh, there's another guy up here.
Oh, you played through Jim Flynn's Titan, Chris? Yeah, I'd imagine that would take a long time to complete, because that man loved his fucking, like, we're playing a point-and-click adventure game, but also it's Doom, so we're just gonna have all these, like, obtuse-ass secrets that you need to find. Yeah, no,
7 hours to get through that. That's crazy.
Oh, right, sorry, Enigma, not Titan. I have not finished Enigma, but even from like the bit of Enigma I have played, it's like, yeah, wow, this is a lot. But yeah, Jim Flynn really loved to do so much in just the way of like making these crazy ass like puzzle maps to do, which I think is kind of a neat thing that you can do stuff with, but I think they needed to be handled better with how a lot of his stuff ended up getting designed.
Right. It's like it's always cool when people try to cross the genres a little bit, make puzzle maps where it's not normally a puzzle game, but you have to balance that right, otherwise you get Mario Maker disease. Yeah,
I think if you're gonna make a good Doom puzzle map, you kind of have to make sure that everything is conveyed really well. You can't just be like, yes, you have to click on random thing that looks like every other thing because you trigger secret line death.
Oh, that's the fuck where the teleporter is. Okay, that's significantly scarier.
Captain Titan is so bad. Was that... I forget because he names everything like something on Titan, so I can't remember if that's the one that's in Master Levels or not. I know there's one that was not included in Master Levels that I absolutely loathed going through. Like the progression in that one was like the most like obtuse shit I've ever played in a Doom map, and I'm like, I never want to play this again. I don't know if it was Trapped on Titan. It might have been Trouble on Titan.
Trouble on Titanus Town.
Tinnitus.
Tinnitus Town. It's just a map where there's constantly teleporting demons, and you can not hear your surroundings whatsoever.
Oh yeah, Eternal Doom as well. Not to be confused with Doom Eternal, but the older community-made WOD, Eternal Doom. That is another one I have not finished for similar reasons, because that one also gets really obtuse with the map design. But I can say I really love Map 5 from Eternal Doom Timegate. I think maybe not for this community night. I think it would probably be better to save for that one, because I think difficulty-wise it's a little bit on the harder side, but that would be a great one to get you to play through.
Which one did you say again?
Map 5 from the first Eternal Doom called Timegate.
Alright. Noted.
Brainlet, I think you mean Dario Casali, not Mario Casali. It's me! I'm gonna make Archvile.
I'm gonna make a Archvile.
I cook the pizza. I see the Revenant.
The Revenant kind of shoots out pasta balls if you really don't think about it.
Yeah, I guess they are big meatballs that do like 80 damage if you're unlucky.
And, you know what? There are pain elementals in the game, so...
True.
It's confirmed that Doom is just a metaphor for Italy.
Yeah, no, Chris, you are right. I guess calling the WOD Eternal Doom, I guess, was pretty accurate considering how it's going to take an eternity to complete most of those maps, especially if you're like me and you're trying to UV max all of them. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, but that's where the fun is, right? Doing the UV max, getting all the stuff, like, you know. Otherwise,
no,
I mean, unless the
really.
map is specifically designed, go to the end and just survive the onslaught, then UV maxing is kind of I think is probably the most fun way. I'm having fun UV maxing as much as I can here.
Look, I UV max things because I hate myself, and because I feel like I can't get the true complete experience unless I go out of my way to UV max maps. To the point where there are some maps I refuse to play because they're the furthest thing from fucking UV maxing. It's also kind of the same reason why I hate playing any maps that have the icon of sin in it, because of how it fucks the kill count.
Yeah,
but...
no, I do the UV maxing stuff here because it's like, oh, this is neat. This is exploration. Let me get the numbers as high as possible. But then it's like, if I can't UV max something, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah,
I can live
also
with
it
myself.
helps that it also helps that on this version they actually give you a tally that you can see before you reach the end of the level.
Yeah.
In older versions, that was not a thing you can do.
Ugh, yeah,
I don't think I would be... a feature.
Yeah, I don't think I would bother with it if it wasn't there.
Into, every source port now. Although I suppose when you do get to Doom 64, that is not going to be an option because that version does not have an active tally when you just like check the auto map. So that's just going to have to be a game where you're just like, I guess you're just going to have to like, you know, hope you get it if you're trying to do UV max Doom 64.
Oh boy, that shit was too quiet. I was like, this seems like there's not enough death happening, and then here's 2 revenants on my ass.
Oh, Chris, you did watch the playthrough Citadel at the Edge of Eternity? Yeah, that map is something. That map is something. Like I first heard about it through Dina Doom's like community chest one like review for everything. Holy shit, that map is. I mean, I've already talked about how sadistic that map looks, but yeah, to actively see it get played through, like holy shit. Yeah, the guy really was a magician, and also just an absolute evil bastard when it came to making Doom maps.
Okay, well, barely survived that encounter. I'm starting to maybe getting back into things. I'm like, oh wow, this actually is way more challenging than it looks, huh? With all the archviles and chain gunners coming back in.
Yeah, you feel it a bit.
Oh,
I will say at the very least though, like a lot of the more like being deliberately dickish with map design stuff will start being more in the fray when you actually get to Plutonia, because you know that map that Megawad was only done by the Casali brothers, so there's no like, oh, we need to like balance it out because other mappers are like, this might be too much. They were just like, fuck it, you got a ball if you want to live.
I'm still not good at baiting out the Revenant missiles.
They're just gonna keep following you. You basically just have to get behind cover if you want to not get.
Yeah, I'm trying to do the thing where it's like I get them to crash into the wall behind me by looping around them, but I guess I'm trying a little too hard for that.
It's tough. It's very tough. Community Chest 1 is an irredeemable map set. I can't fully gauge my opinion on that because I've not played very much of Community Chest 1. I played a lot of Community Chest 2. And while that map pack certainly has some duds in it, it has a lot of stuff in there that I really like.
The Seal Edge of Eternity, Guy's a Magician, Free Control. Oh, that's what you were responding to. But why? Because it didn't win a Kakao. It's true. If you set arbitrary completion goals, then you don't have to do absolutely everything that exists under the sun.
Yeah, unfortunately for me, Chris, I am playing through every Megamod that is at least mentioned on a Dean of Doom episode, so unfortunately I have to 100% Community Chest 1.
Alright, let's get back onto
here.
here.
2 map 15 is so cool. Yes, 100% agree with you, Brainlet. I love City Heat from Community Chest 2.
What do you love about it?
It is a long map, for sure. It is a fucking ordeal to UV max it, but I just love it. It is like, hey, let's take downtown from Doom 2, but actually make it really good.
Ah.
I fucking love City Heat from Community Chest 2.
Well, that sounds like a welcome improvement, because I mean, I still kind of enjoyed playing downtown. It was a bit of a mess, but it wasn't, you know, an abysmal experience. It was just kind of like, yeah, this could be polished up a lot better, for me at least. So to have something where it's like expands on that concept is really nice. Especially because it is a little bit of like, oh, this kind of feels like a place if you just like, you know, stretch your mind a little bit. This is generic downtown.
I put big sectors and raised them really high, therefore skyscraper.
Ooh.
But actually, Plutonia also has a really good city level in it too.
Oh, good. Better than Community Chest 2 map 4.
Better than map 4. To be fair, I'm pretty sure most of the other Community Chest stuff is better than anything made by Gene Bird. Yeah, Gene Bird, I think, submitted like 5 maps to Community Chest 2, and it's like, man, if you want to feel the this is 1994 and I just learned how to make Doom 2 maps, that is your guy.
That sounds kind of fun to do in retrospect when it's like you are very familiar with where Doom has come from and you want to blast back to like, oh, this is somebody just like tooling around with something for the first time. Like, that's something I would absolutely do for like, or it's like kind of the charm for like Mega Man Maker had for me, where it was like, okay, these are mostly people who've never actually designed anything, but like, they just said, this is concept I like, and they decided to make it into a Mega Man thing, and like, ah, yes, I remember watching like any crappy ROM hack that used to exist out on, you know, YouTube, somebody make a playthrough of it, and how I get to experience again, and a constant drip feed of it, because there's always more people making stuff.
Yeah, I find myself being like, if you make like, oh, I just figured out how to use the program, so here's like a poop level. I'm like, I never get like mad at it. I'm just like, oh, he tried. It's like baby first level. It's like they tried. I'm like, I can't be that mad at it. I am usually more prone to getting angry at stuff that's like really high effort, but is fucking just absolutely like either abysmal to play from a gameplay experience, or it's so fucking hard I can't just like stand it.
Arguably two sides of a similar coin.
Yeah. Which, you know, feels incredibly weird, right? Because I'm the guy who likes Mega Man X6, but in all fairness, I also know how to break Mega Man X6.
Yeah, Mega Man X6 is very easily turnable into like a pile of mush, and you just kind of abuse it.
Yeah, being like, I'm gonna make something hard and make everything super deliberate so there's no way to break it. You have to play it the way I intended to. I'm like, fuck you. Just
yeah, especially with that spiteful kind of tone of like, yeah, no, you have to play it exactly how I designed it. It's like, oh, come on. Like, you gotta give the player a little wiggle room for, you know, creative interpretation. That's what makes video games fun, and not just a, you know, sequence of buttons you have to press in a row to, I don't know, win, I guess.
Yeah, or just like making everything like so unbelievably sadistic that it's like, you know, completing your level isn't actually something that's fun anymore. It's just like, you know, at this point, it's like I'd rather work a fucking 9 to 5 because it's the same shit, except it's worse because I feel like I'm physically fucking dying.
It's work simulator.
Shit. Yeah. It's like, you know, if something is like super like deliberately hard and sadistic, but it has like, you know, a level of like iconography related to it, it's like I'm at least willing to give it a shot. But there's like a reason why, like, you know, Hell Revealed for a lot of Doom players is like a rite of passage, but quality wise it's not very good. It's hard for sure, but like it's not very good.
Not hard in a
like,
good way.
Play, like, yeah, I think that's something that both the Hell Revealed kind of have issues with. Like, if you want to play like hard stuff but fun, like there's plenty of other WADs you can play instead. I mean, hell, anything made by Skillsaw, I think, kind of falls into the... It's really hard, but it's also really fun. Or you could just play anything made by BPRD, which is really hard, and also, like, it's a case of, like, this man absolutely did not test his map to see if it could be, like, UV maxed, but it's, like, the man is basically put so much effort into it, like, so, like, from an art perspective, I love his maps. From a playing perspective, it's either a I can manage through this to I fucking wish I was dead right now. But yeah, the guy is an auteur of Doom mapping. I mean, that's why I'm still trying to, you know, do my best to, you know, UV max mucus flow with no saves, because I feel like it's at least earned my suffering.
Yeah. Yeah, no, things that are deliberately difficult but well designed are definitely up my alley. I would do stuff like that. I'm trying to think, what games have I mean, that's why I'm a roguelike enjoyer, right? So, you know, there's...
Try UV maxing nuts.wad, no thanks.
Yeah, hey kid, you want to be there for like 2 hours with multiple reloads and shit, trying to get through and kill every single thing there? Yeah. How hard realistically would it be to do the UV
I might try
max
nuts 2.1. Nuts 1 now.
How unrealistic is it? What besides the fact that there's like 8 billion enemies, what makes it unrealistic? Or is that just it?
You just have to wait for like a shit ton of infighting, and like also needing to like corral a bunch of them in like a couple of spots, so that way like you don't get body blocked in. Like it's just like enemy count. Like Nuts 2 is at least a little bit more manageable because there's huge ass fucking crushers that like deal with like 60% of the monsters if you get them like lined up in it. So it's not that bad. Yeah. So like I might try to UV max Nuts 2. But yeah, Nuts 1, I do not see that happening, and Nuts 3 for similar reasons I don't see happening. I do want to at least complete Nuts 3 at least once, but I don't think I can UV max it.
Got the arch file. I was like, oh, I know there's this wall over here. It's gonna pop something open at me eventually. I'm like, yeah, arch file, that makes sense. And then behind me, chain gunner is like, oh, okay, great, thanks. Wasn't enough to just do one thing to me. Hey, I saw that open too. Okay, it's just this area.
That for sure. Yeah, that's the reason why I want to do it. Like, because I feel like a map like that, I feel like would be super cool to try. Because like I will admit, I'm not someone who I think can like handle like your average like Sunlust level hard type shit. But like something like Mucus Flow, which is not difficult because the fights are like necessarily especially hard. It's like the map is difficult because you have to like super hyper conserve your resources. So like the levels of anxiety where it's just like you cannot under any circumstances like miss shots if you want to ensure that you can kill everything. Like that is the reason why I want to do it, because it feels like, you know, beating Mucus Flow no saves. It's like I fucking survived. And it's like that, the level of euphoria that you'd probably get from like actually doing that, it would have to be like next to nothing else.
Yeah, I'd have to imagine it's similar to well, maybe not similar to, but like, you know, if you can like get high ranks throughout Mega Man Zero consistently and not have to especially if you don't have to reload every level, like that would be a hell of an achievement.
Well, see, I would say it's similar, except the difference would be like if you tried to get high ranks in a single Mega Man Zero level, that took on average an hour and a half per attempt.
Right, so instead of making it an individual level thing, make it a get at least all A ranks throughout the entirety of the game, maybe even all S ranks, without ever loading
I think
once.
if you were like, you know, complete Mega Man Zero, get all S ranks. If you get anything below an S rank, like restart the entire fucking run. That is probably close to what doing no saves mucus flow feels like.
That sounds about right. As someone who's done a lot of S ranking Mega Man Zero, yeah, that sounds about right. Each of those levels takes a fucking eternity to master, and then just get one of them done. Then to line them all up is that's a task that I'm not up to yet.
Yes, Chris, he did make it while testing for Equinox, which I have played Equinox. Also really fun WAD that completely fucking just loses itself in like the last two maps. Like for me, Equinox completes after map 11. Like maps 12 and 13 are just like these aren't real. These don't exist.
Stepped out here.
Wait, you could get back. You could get back, right?
Hopefully. Hopefully. Yeah, I think I might have screwed myself here.
Yeah, you were supposed to get a red key.
Yeah, it just kind of opened. Oops.
I don't know.
Like a soft lock.
Yeah, I have no idea if that's a soft lock or not. But yeah, find the red key first, and because I think there's a switch that opens up something else over there, and then you can get to the end.
All right. Italo Doom? There's something called Italo Doom, huh? Something Italian?
Italo Doom.
Italo Doom? What's that about? You know anything about that?
No, Italo Doom is not one I am super familiar with at the moment.
Fair enough.
I mean, there's like so many like, you know, like
the name intrigued me just given that, you know, the background of being Italian and speaking some. Like maybe it doesn't relate to that whatsoever, but that's why it did capture my eye.
Yeah.
Like Plutonia times 9,000. Huh. Alright, well, so someone who's kind of just barely doing okay with TNT right now, that doesn't bode very well for my abilities, but it's, you know, interesting. I'm interested in becoming better and checking out more Doom stuff, so...
Yeah, well, that'll be what the community nights will be for, since that way at least you get some samplings of the community can make.
Like I would say now, I am actually interested in like occasionally watching, you know, extra, like actual custom WADs and stuff now, because like before I would not have been interested in watching. Oh, there it is, Aquaplock UV Max as of a couple weeks ago, but like now it's like, oh hey. I'm, like, kind of thoroughly into Doom now, so it's starting to all grow on me, where it's like, I'm gonna seek this stuff out more in my free time.
Okay, see, Chris, I have context from Plutonia 3. No, just don't. Don't.
Also, hey, Matthew, more rip and tear till it's done. Thank you very much. I tend to do the same. Welcome to the stream.
The Taladin top 10 hardest Mega Wands. I mean, I could believe that.
Oh, hey, now the rest of the map fucking loaded. I love how the red skull or the red key doesn't actually control opening the door. It loads the next area.
Well, it didn't load the next area. What happened is it raised the skybox.
All right. That's one way to do it, I guess.
For an April Fool's. I mean, we're a bit past April Fool's, but I mean, hey, if
you're gonna have to wait till next year for that one, buddy.
We have a. I mean, hey, if April 1st lands on a Tuesday for next year, yeah, maybe Plutonia 3 would be kind of funny.
It's a shame, 'cause I think April 1st did land on a Tuesday this year, but I didn't have anything good planned for Doom. Everyone in the Discord suggested Chex Quest, like, on, you know, March 31st. I'm like, fuck, that would have been good to do. Damn it, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, that would have been really good. Actually, what would have been even funnier if you did Chex Quest on Nightmare, because honestly, that WAD is easy enough as is that I feel like doing it on Nightmare actually makes it like kind of challenging. But yeah, that's neither here nor there.
There's plenty more days to do Chex Quest eventually.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus, you can either play it through this version, or you can always just get the Z-Doom port of Chex Quest 3, which I think has 1 and 2. You can just download for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chex Quest is really good. Chex Quest is a great, like, I wanna teach like my 7-year-old cousin to play Doom, but obviously he can't play Doom because it has blood in it.
Right. I miss the days of good shareware games on cereal boxes and such. I don't even think I ever got one, but just because, like, I don't know, it's a fun, neat little concept. Like, why would I not want that? Come on. Get the girls to fight. Come on, Cyber Demon, you know you want to shoot towards the Mancubi in your path. Oh, good, they're already in fighting. I can leave them be for a little bit.
Yeah, Chex Quest doesn't have hit scanners, so that's kind of the reason why it's a lot easier to play on Nightmare.
Yeah, that would do it. Isn't almost everything in Chex Quest melee-based, right? Because they didn't want it to be too hard for the kids?
Most of the stuff in Chex Quest is melee-based.
And then there's like a couple of imps, essentially.
Yeah, some stuff has projectiles. Although, I would probably say, like, the first 2 Chex Quests you could probably play on Nightmare pretty comfortably. Chex Quest 3, I think, could be kind of challenging. Because Chex Quest 3 to pistol start on, like, Ultra Violence was a fucking ordeal. that WAD was not built with pistol starts in mind.
You're an Archvile. That's not good.
Oh, I think he hit the Archvile, so the Archvile was infighting with it. But oh yeah, interesting thing to know.
Archviles are hard-coded that no one could infight with them. Yeah. I remember that. Oh, like, wow. Damn, they actually tore that Cyber Demon up. That barely took even, like, a second. Shit. Oh, there he is. I was wondering why I couldn't see his ass.
TNT's favorite trick, fake wall.
God damn it, Dario.
I heard him.
There he is.
I heard him die.
Cool. Yeah, I guess TNT is a little bit of a slog. I don't know. I haven't, like... I've noticed that, like, the map quality varies a little bit from, like, constant high action pack to, like, you know, a little bit more of, like, here's a monster closet. Ooh, here's another monster closet. Are you sick of monster closets yet? And, this one's a little bit in that realm, but I don't know. I'm having fun with Carribbean, so far.
I mean, the secret maps being on the bigger side, I feel is at least acceptable, because it's like, well, you have to go out of your way to find them, right? So it's like, you know, you're purposefully challenging yourself to play, like, secret map stuff. So, like, that's why I don't generally mind, like, secret maps either being, like, really big or really hard, because it's like, you know, if you're playing, like, normally without, like, giving a shit about, like, you know, making sure you play everything, like, you can just skip them. Oh yeah, exiting this map is fucking stupid. You have to hit like switches and then like run to the door fast enough before it closes. I don't know why it's designed that way.
I see.
So it's like you have to like hit one switch, teleport, hit the other switch, teleport, and then run through the door. Yeah.
All right. Well, I missed one of the secrets in this level, but I guess that's not too big of a deal. Maybe it's anything back up here.
Doesn't get any better, and you're a TNT defender. I'm also a TNT defender, but even I'm like, some of these maps needed to be like cut down a bit, for sure. Some of them I don't mind. Like I will defend map 20, even though that map is fucking huge, because it feels like you know you are like doing this entire ass marathon to get to the final third, where it's like you're finally entering hell. So like I can like accept map 20 for what it is. Map 21 can go away. I hate that map. Map 21 is too damn big for its own good. Oh, and yeah, map 22 is just bad. That map isn't big, it's just bad.
Well, the time for vacation is over. Now back into the fucking pits of hell.
Yeah, deepest reaches, which is I think one of the that's definitely on the big side.
We've got kind of like a It's an interesting instrument set for this. It's kind of almost going for like a Halloween type of vibe. I'm not used to that for Doom maps.
Oh yeah, this track is called Blood Jungle. A lot. Yeah, this is another really good track.
It definitely is well composed. I could tell that. It feels a little bit ill-fitting for what I've gotten used to, but it's I can definitely hear like it's coming together nicely.
Blood Jungle, I think, would work
there we
really
go.
well for like
Picking up.
Yeah, it does pick up a little bit. Blood Jungle feels like it almost would work better for like a more like horror themed map.
A more what?
Like a more like horror oriented map. Like it's more like trying to like, you know.
Hey, Bingo Bongo. How's it going?
Of course, I also know that Blood Jungle is a little bit infamous because it's the song that gets used for map 32 of Sunlust.
So people have it burned inside of their heads forever for all of a different traumatic reason. It's it's those who know versus those who don't know the musical track.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, hearing Blood Jungle, it's like TNT people is smiling Mr. Incredible, people play Sunlust is the fucking fucked up Mr. Incredible.
Now that I've officially started actually, you know, checking out Doom, like, notorious Doom mods, I probably should just check out Sunlust. Y'all have said it so many times that, like, I should probably look at the notoriety of it to actually be able to understand what you all are saying in some capacity.
Oh, I mean, Decino has an entire UV Max playlist dedicated to it, so watch
I should
that
give it a go.
I guess, well, I think I've said this before, but I know you could tell that Sunless is a hard WOD because map 29 is literally just called Go Fuck Yourself. But also, speaking of Sunlust, anything made by Rivix also tends to fall under the purview of, yeah, this shit's gonna be hard. I think the only thing of Rivix I have tried out so far has been the first Crumpets, and I've only gotten like a couple maps in.
Oh, okay. This is our. I'm not a claustrophobic person. This is setting off the claustrophobia alarms in my head. This is hard to get in with, like Doom's FOV and the fact that you're limited to just looking in front of you. Like, this is a lot to like get stuck in the catacombs there. I did not like that on a psychic level.
Yeah, this map gets very cramped very fast. Actually, come to think of it, I think the other map that also uses the track Blood Jungle also gets very cramped.
I think half of the fear of getting stuck in that cramped space is like, okay, when's the arch file gonna come out? I'm used to that at this point. Where was
it's all fun and games for the cave divers until the arch file shows up.
Oh, was that only a... Oh, this thing only came up once. Oh no, I can lower it back down. Okay. I'll just take 1 million damage from the lava floor, don't worry about it. You missed... Yeah, unfortunately, D, you did miss the vacation. Now we're in... I don't know. We're cleaning out caves for a living.
Yeah, we're cave diving inside of the Doom map.
Oh, well, there's not the archer. Yeah, cave. Alright, time to find the smallest hole to get stuck in and leave my bunny and wife behind.
I honestly love that became a meme because I knew about like all the cave diving stuff from like the Ted the Caver creepypasta and just like seeing all those pictures of like cave divers and even some of the horror stories of people who like lost their lives because they ended up stuck. And it's just like one of those like primal fears of like, yeah, I do not want to be within like fucking like 500 miles of a fucking cave because of that.
Yeah, no, I get that there's a certain sense of adventure of like, ooh, unexplored area, let me go do that. But there's also like do you have a sense of self-preservation? I don't feel like I would ever want to just jump fucking head first into a cave that like I've never seen, you know. I can't see the light go into anymore, let alone, you know, I'm probably also seeing like a skeleton and a sign that says go no further. There's nothing of valor here.
Yeah, I laugh so much at the fucking like, oh, here's really tiny hole and then they just put the shoes on it.
Yeah, that one's good.
It's so funny.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I was just gonna be suddenly meet like the not the skybox, but the opposite of the skybox there by just falling off the cliff. That would have been a first. Box? Yeah, the floor box, the death floor.
Well, yeah, luckily Doomguy does not suffer fall damage. However, if the floor is damaging, then he will suffer that damage.
We went from pirates to Cave Story. Yeah, you are right about that, D. That does bring up, I would love to play Cave Story on this channel at some point. That was one of those, like, that wasn't, it's not like my favorite game of all time, but it was kind of one of those formative games for me. Like, I think that was my introduction to, like, kind of, like, side 2D shooters. Well, no, I mean, not 2D shooters that weren't Mega Man. Like, and I have nostalgia for it, because it's, like, that was one of, like, the first YouTube playthroughs, like, I watched, like, all the way through. I love Cave Story, it's great.
One of your first indie games? I mean, as far as I recall, I remember Cave Story being, like, the first indie game for, like, the longest time. Like, that was, like, the... Wait, you telling me one guy made this and it's a full-ass game?
Yeah, true.
You can do that?
People can do this?
Like, yeah, I remember... Yeah, I remember that, like, way back when. I guess the question is, though, if you ever do play Cave Story, which version you were going to play? Because there's so many versions of Cave Story.
Yeah, that is a good question. I mean, it depends on, I guess, where I am with streaming at that point. Like, if I know how to set up, like, capture card stuff, I'll boot up the version on my Wii Virtual Console, because that's what I originally did. But,
Or if you can find the, I mean, I don't know if it's still something you could still find, but if you can find the original freeware version, that would be a good one to do. Because that's, I mean, that's how, like, everyone got, everyone knew about Cave Story was that original freeware version.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I didn't actually, start Cave Story with the freeware version, so, like, that's actually, would be a new experience for me.
Oh, it is available on the Tribute site. Okay, well, that's good to know.
Oh, good. Oh, you're not gonna stop me from getting in here.
Well, I think the other reason why I also say to maybe try out the freeware version is because playing any of the other official versions means you're supporting the publisher that fucked over the original developer, which is the reason why I don't tend to like to suggest playing those versions. But
yeah, that would be kind of crappy.
Yeah.
Start with the demo and the WiiWare version, but you got to play the full game through the original. Fair enough. I think, yeah. I mean, yeah, if the original is available, then, you know, sure, that'd be a fun way to kind of experience things, play it that way. I guess for me, it was just accessibility was maximized as a child, being able to pull it up on the Wii version. And, you know, I can't lie, the Wii version's graphical update was actually really nice. I mean, I like the way the originals looks. I appreciate pixel art. I'm a Mega Man enjoyer after all, but, like, just being a little smoothed out and just kind of, you know, higher details was, like, nice for a game where it's, like, you know, had very detailed character portraits and had, like, strong character, you know, driven story. Like, right? You got to actually invest in the characters a little bit more because they looked a little less amorphous. Oh, Caro Blaster is also pretty baller. I remember, I actually have picked that up on Steam. It was a fun, short little game. It gave me like a little, like, oh yeah, this is what Cave Story was like, kind of blast in my veins. But, you know, it wasn't, it's not a very big game, right? So, it only lasts for so long. I think I was able to beat it in like probably like 2 hours or so.
Yeah, Cave Story being one of those, like, you know, original, like, you know, or like mid-2000s, like, you know, indie game stuff that you find out because, you know, you have, like, all the free demos, like, back then, because it's, like, you know, back then, it was, like, unheard of. It's like, hey, you're an indie dev, and you're charging money for this? That's crazy.
I found out about it just because I watched, like, Deceased Crab on YouTube at the time, and, like, he played through, and that was, like, his major, kind of, like, contribution to the early YouTube, Let's Player game.
Yeah. Well, while playing freeware versions and stuff is also how I originally found out about Spelunky, because I played the freeware version of that, like, religiously back in the day.
Yeah,
well, also the other reason why I also remember playing the shit out of the freeware version of Spelunky is because you could also make your own custom levels too.
Yeah, that would help. Anything with like that custom level ability really helps boost the longevity of something.
Yeah. Although luckily about Spelunky is that I can say that, hey, if you know want to get like the actual, you know, paid version or the sequel, like they're both fantastic games.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I have watched just some playthrough of like Spelunky 2, and I'm like, this game, like, all roguelikes hate you to a certain extent. Spelunky 2 just like almost actively like prays for your downfall. Like it's just sending you into like actual bullshit constantly, where it's like, I would never have been able to see that unless I'm like moving at like a snail's pace, but the game stops me from moving at a snail's pace. So like, what's up with that?
I feel like, well, it's like, I know you brought up the whole, like, you know, every roguelike hates you, but it feels like with most games, it's like, it comes down to a lot of things. Like, for me, it's like, Binding of Isaac will hate you because it'll just decide to either roll you an item you didn't want, or roll you a boss you didn't really want to fight, and then it's like, sometimes it'll do that multiple times in a row, and like, your runs will just get completely fucked.
Yeah,
Gungeon
sometimes.
will hate you because that game just intrinsically fucking hates you at a core level. Fuck Gungeon. But Spelunky hates you in the sense that Spelunky tries to do its best that if it's gonna kill you, it's gonna fucking try to do this like MacGyver fucking long-ass fighting game infinite combo to fucking kill you.
Yes,
Like,
and that just sucks. That's something that I can't abide by.
Yeah, I've had runs die in Spelunky where it's like, I have 99 health, I'm fucking immortal, and then it just finds a way to fucking like infinitely knock back me into just losing all of it, and like, yep, that's Spelunky.
Yeah, no, that would piss me the fuck off. I can withstand Isaac giving me bad RNG every couple of runs. And then I can also withstand shit like Noida, where it's like, yeah, you're basically invincible, but if you touch this one little pixel of polymorphine, you turn into a sheep and you die. I could stand that. That's like a little bit of a counter from getting too cocky, but like, for the most part, it's just like, you can't... I'm not going to play a game that's going to be like, well, under most circumstances, you're fine. But if, like, you know, you still stumble into this one common thing and then it pinballs you into, like, 4 other death traps, like, that's just not cool. Like, that's just an instant, like, down to my high.
I mean, the thing that also helps with me, at least why I still, like, enjoy playing Spelunky, at least, like, you know, comparing it to other roguelikes, where it's like, you know, you play Binding of Isaac, like, you know, on average, how long does it take to complete the first floor? Like, maybe, like, a couple minutes. Completing the first floor and, like, Enter the Gungeon might take, like, 10 to 15 minutes sometimes.
Yeah.
Completing the first floor in Spelunky can take, like, 15 seconds, if you're good at it. So it's like, yeah, Spelunky will absolutely kill you, but at the same time, like, the game is also short enough and fast enough where it's like, if you know what you're doing, or it's like if you choose to just be fast, it's not like, you know, you're in a fucking dredge the entire time. It's like, yeah, Spelunky will kill you a lot, but you'll also, like, you know, be ready to just, like, press X, quick restart, get back into it immediately. Like, there's no preamble, there's no setup you need to do.
I suppose.
So that's why I really like it. And then, of course, if you're lucky enough to find a jetpack on, like, 4-2 and can successfully steal from the shopkeep, then you're basically all set off to the races. So yeah, I still very much enjoy playing Spelunky, even though that game has probably killed me more times than Isaac and Gungeon combined. But again, it happens so fast, and it's so fast to just get back up again. It's just like, I'll keep playing it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Ironically, I think I prefer the ones where I do actually get committed and invested in the run more than anything, and then it kills me. Like, I like Noida because you can get super invested in the run, and, like, you become ludicrously powerful by planning things out and, you know, building your wands and build, like, super correctly. And then once that game kills you and hates you by you stopping paying attention for, like, a couple of seconds. Like, that game bombards you with your information, and it's your job to just keep up with all the information. And once you slip up on that, then you die. And I'm like, oh, that's good. That's a challenge to my intelligence. I accept this challenge.
Before you move on to the next area, do you see those barrels behind the altar? Shoot those.
I was considering it.
Yeah, because that red key you will be able to get later. But if those barrels are in the way, then you won't be able to get it. So just a good thing to note for later.
Dickish map design.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, to be fair, like, map 9 also kind of had that same thing where it's like, oh, you want to get the blue key? Here. Oh, what's that? You didn't shoot the barrels at the bottom and they're infinitely tall? Well, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah. You get back in 20XX and 30XX again. Yeah, y'all keep telling me I should actually take a look at that game. I probably will at some point.
I gotta play 20XX and 30XX too, considering that I've heard that it's a Mega Man roguelike. Right.
And now that I know, like, I should just stop trusting people's reviews of roguelikes, because 99% of people reviewing roguelikes, like, can't beat the fucking intro stage in Cuphead. I should just try games out first and then see how people think about them, or instead of seeing how people think about them.
Or just be like, you know, you ask someone who's already so ingrained in roguelikes that they could give you a very accurate representation of, like, yeah, you'll probably either love this or hate this.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think I've mentioned this before on the channel, but, like, I was, discouraged from, like, playing Peglin because of that kind of, thing. And even though I'm, like, I loved Peggle, even though it pisses me the fuck off, I would probably love Peglin quite a bit. Like, that was, I guess those... So go ahead.
I can't speak on Peglin. I think the only time I've ever heard of Peglin was that I just heard it watching a Doug Dunk stream. It's like, hey Doug, when are you gonna play Peglin? He's just like, I don't really like Peglin. It's like, all right. Well.
Short, simple, and to the point.
Yeah.
I
don't know, I've only ever played the first Peggle, and it's like I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I played Peggle and Peggle Nights. I was like a Yahoo Games type kid. I just played whatever was on, you know, any of those quick, easy, like, oh, here's an infinitely replayable 5-minute demo kind of websites. And PopCap was definitely a big part of that experience. Yeah,
well, I've explained, I think, before that, like, my PopCap experience was, like, Dynamite and Hyper Shark.
Yeah.
I never ended up playing, like, Peggle through the site at all, and I've never even touched Plants vs. Zombies. I know everyone, like, fucking swears by that game, but I just never got around to it.
Yeah.
But, to be fair, I'm not really the biggest fan of, like, tower defense games, so...
Yeah, I would say it's definitely better than your typical tower defense game, because it's not like, oh, well, you're literally just blocking, or, you know, putting things to the side of a path and watching the zombies go down it or whatever, while your towers passively do all the work. I mean, yeah, your towers passively do all the work, but at least you have to choose where you're putting things and why you're putting it there. And, I don't know. I mean, I would say that it's a very solid game. In probably, like, the early days of PC gaming, it was a must-play. Nowadays, I'm like, you know, you could get away without ever having played Plants vs. Zombies in your life. It's not that essential to the PC gamer canon anymore. It would still be solid if you revisited it, no doubt.
I love the idea that, like, Plants vs. Zombies is used to be one of those, like, yeah, if you're a PC gamer, you have to play this. Like, it might potentially be held on the same pedestal as, like, Doom or Half-Life.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree with that assessment. I mean, considering how many people swear by that game, I can believe it.
It's just that, you know, games have evolved since then, and while it is definitely still solid, it's like, okay, you know, there's things about it where it's just like, you know, it's a cute game, and it's well designed, but is it really, you know, reaching to the depths of people's hearts like Undertale was, or was it reaching to, you know, some kind of other, I don't know, like, breathtaking visuals like, and otherwise good story like Nier Automata? No, it's not doing that. And has it really been a foundational text like Doom or Half-Life like you were trying to mention? No, it hasn't done that either. So it just kind of ended up being like really solid, and for the time, really solid was good enough to be like remarkable.
Of course, by that logic, if we're going to add Undertale to the games that every PC player has to play, then I think by a very large stretch of logic, I guess you could also add Earthbound to the list, even though it was never released on PC. Legally.
You're right. I'm just saying, if you're a white boy breaking it down gamer style on the internet, if you're doing yourself a disservice by not playing Earthbound, that's basically your cultural identifier at that point. Spoken by a true white boy on the internet. Oh, I put myself in a bad fucking position here.
How much of a touchstone that Earthbound was to like the indie game scene. Between, you know, Undertale, Lisa the Painful, I don't remember if Off had like a ton of Earthbound stuff to it, but I guess it was also like an RPG Maker game, so I feel like a lot of RPG Maker stuff around that time probably had like at least a little bit of inspiration from Earthbound, just because of Yume Nikki being a thing.
D, I like the comment here. You know, Earthbound fan excited to play Earthbound for the first time. It's the excitement of that cannot compare to Earthbound fan excited to watch somebody else play Earthbound for the first time. And then the immeasurable disappointment when all of a sudden somebody plays Earthbound somehow wrong when you're trying to watch them and you're like, you know, you're not playing the game right. You're not enjoying all the deep mechanics and the fun timing of things. You're playing this like a typical RPG and grinding your way to the top. This is lame. No, how do you do this?
It's actually, to add to the humor of that is also, I basically fall into the camp of Undertale fan excited to play Undertale for the first time.
Yeah. As so many are wont to do.
You should play off, though. That way you could say you were beating off on stream. Too bad off doesn't have a physical copy of it, because then you could say you stole it from somebody, so you could say you jacked off screen.
Right. Boy, the 100 sub special really unlocked something in you two, huh? I welcome it. It's just funny to reflect on.
Yeah, you have so much more fan art that's going to be coming your way soon, and it is not going to be as explicit as the thing I sent you, but it is it's definitely going to be shit you're going to have to deal with. I will be uploading it directly onto the server, and you get saying that.
Great. I can't wait to take psychic damage. It's okay though. I do enjoy me a cursed image. So if you send me some cursed images, I'm gonna appreciate that. Start building up a cursed image collection again.
It is. I mean, it is more or less probably gonna end up being in a situation where it's cursed image stuff, but it's more so from the fact where it's like my attempt at redesigns to see how that plays out.
I was so hoping to see redesigns of the shitty Robot Masters that I came up with, because like I was saying, I was really pitching it that night, being like, you know, this is not too terrible of a concept. It was just, you know, refined a little bit more. And lo and behold, the community is delivering. Nature is healing. Smart Woman will be real and wearing a Redditor t-shirt.
Yeah, I certainly have some stuff in mind. I think Smart Woman was probably primed to get at least a couple pieces of fan art.
Smart Woman would be the fucking type to not only just wear a Redditor t-shirt, but have like some kind of like, eat, wake up, game, repeat kind of shirt as well. Something along that fucking line of things.
No, Crash, you're thinking of Gamer Woman.
Gamer Woman is potato. We're gonna draw you nothing but Smart Woman fan art forever. Fuck me. Okay. I'm gonna have to make Smart Woman an emote now, aren't I?
Probably.
I left in this room. Crash Cubist wasn't enough. The Crashberry will be real soon enough. Oh, good. I mean, D, if you really look at your Crash Cubist art, it basically already is the Crashberry. It has the little hex, the X shape on the stomach. Like, that's basically the same thing as the little, weird stubbly thing on a blueberry.
Oh, that's what you meant. Okay. I needed time to process that. I saw Crashberry in chat, and I wasn't immediately sure, like, what does he mean by this?
No, he's turning me into Bao very slowly. He's performing the sissy hypno beam on me.
You know, honestly though, to get art of that, I feel like it wouldn't be that far off of the thing I sent you in DMs then.
Yeah.
Oh, it's time for the.
Oh no, I know what you were doing with that, D, on the Crash Cubist model. I'm just saying, it could be a good proxy for the Crashberry already. I mean, my main color is blue. Okay.
Yeah, welcome to the puzzle room.
The puzzle room with fucking chain gunner jump scares. Why am I not used to this by yet? What did that do?
Well, something opened.
I heard that.
The door opened somewhere.
Every day, every 60 seconds, the door opens somewhere in Doom. Oh god. Okay, out of here.
Every 60 seconds in hell, a Doomguy passes away.
I think it's actually more like a demon passes. Doomguy don't pass. Be a Teto pair about Crash would be fun. Yeah, that'd be cute. And Kasane Teto is my favorite Vocaloid now, so that'd be perfect.
Favorite Vocaloid? As if you could pick it over Hatsune Miku any day.
Oh yeah, I don't really care for Hatsune Miku really at all. I mean, it's not like there's anything, a complete vendetta. It's just like, I don't know. Her voice isn't as interesting to me. And what people do with her isn't very interesting.
Friday Night Funkin' Sans Undertale.
I would fucking kill you if somebody said that was their serious option, like that's their serious thing.
And, well, with like the fucking default, like, hey, what's your favorite such and such, and someone just says Sans Undertale. It's like how like
Yeah.
It's like how if anyone asks you what your favorite Danganronpa ship is, it's just Sans X Nagito. That's just the default that everyone who doesn't give a shit about Danganronpa says. Because all they know is Tumblr.
Everyone knows Delay Mama is the best Vocaloid. Yeah. Then you must love
true,
that.
true.
You must love that Tato song I posted in the Discord a couple of days ago, because that had Delay Llama in there as well as Tato. They were doing a duet.
I mean, actually, when you really think about it, technically anybody could be a Vocaloid if you use them in a YTP and V.
Yeah. People basically turn Robotnik into a Vocaloid at this point. But yeah, no, D, it's like, I know you said blasphemy there to me talking shit about Miku earlier. Yeah, I don't know. I just like I did not do anime into in the very typical, like, I don't know, way that people get immersed into it. I didn't have a phase where it's like, oh yeah, I'm watching, you know, growing up on Toonami, I'm watching my Dragon Ball, I'm watching my Naruto, my One Piece, and then, oh look, I'm getting into, like, I mean, okay, I did get a little bit into Nightcore as a kid, but I didn't really, like, get into it, and then, like, you know, I didn't start just watching, like, clicking on anything with random anime girls on the internet, like, so Miku just didn't really do it for me, and then also didn't help that, like, most of Miku is, you know, like, Japanese, like, doesn't do much for me. I don't speak Japanese.
Because I realized I learned about like Miku like back in like the late 2000s, 2010s. Oh yeah, there's a blue case somewhere in the map. I guess you didn't need it.
I saw it. I just couldn't grab it. It was down in the bottom left corner over there.
Oh, because yeah, you have to take like a specific teleporter to get to it.
Oh, whack.
Well, yeah, that's when you start getting later TNT maps that start getting whack.
You're listening to Miku today, Bingo. You like the crazy hyperpop shit? Yeah, I'm not into the crazy hyperpop shit. I'm more into like the, I don't know, more melodic, slightly anxious kind of stuff, or like extremely emotionally tense, like stuff that people tend to do with Tato and Gumi a lot more. Those are my two favorites. Like R.I.P. I think R.I.P. in the Gossip Sea is probably my favorite Vocaloid song.
No, because I think we're getting back to this like whole conversation about Miku, because I'm remembering like back when I first got like exposed to Miku back in like the late 2000s, early 2010s, it was Miku because it was part of what I like to call the four horsemen of turning songs that turn you into a weeb. And it was Poppy Po by Miku. It was fucking Red Zone. It was Night of Nights, the Toho remix, and Caramel Dancing. That was like the literal like the four horsemen back then. And I mean a lot of that probably has to do with the fact that I watched way too many fucking YTPMVs back then. But yeah, those were fucking everywhere.
It's interesting you bring those up, because like I definitely did, like I listened to a little Caramel Dancing, didn't really care for it, but it was like okay when I was younger. I never heard of the Poppy Poo, whatever it's called, until like a couple years ago when it kind of had its revival. I fucking hate that song. That song is the worst earworm in recent memory. I really cannot stand listening to that whatsoever. And then
I've heard worse earworms.
I'm sure there is, but like that's the one that really stands out to me. Oh hey, look, Spectre Jibs. You don't see that often. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't really do things for me that way. It just like, I don't know, it took me a while to kind of come back all the way around to it. What about Pon Pon Pon? I'm not really sure. I don't remember. I don't think I ever listened to Pon Pon Pon. But I agree with the thing with D says. Tato's great at sounding pathetic and panicky, and that's kind of exactly why I gravitate towards that. It's like, it makes great music for like my anxieties.
Oh, now it's time for I think the map is literally just called Processing Area, which feels like the most basic bitch-ass name for a Doom level.
It sounds like what your computer is doing when it's trying to load the damn WAD.
Yeah, which this is such like this map feels almost out of place being here. This feels like this should have been in the first third. But I enjoy this one. It has really weird ways that it likes to handle combat, though.
Gotcha. You like the Magnet Man is saying Poppy Po? I never saw that. Maybe if you want to post it in the Discord later, I'll give it a shot and see if I find it at the very least amusing. You weren't big into the YTP stuff when you were younger. Took you some time to warm up to it. Yeah. All right, Imp. Good shot. I wasn't quite into it either. I don't know. There were a couple things that warmed up to me. Like, God, this is a channel that didn't exist when I was like 15, but it did exist when I was like 12 or 13. Like, the Chairman 45. He had some very excellent Robotnik YTP MV mixes. I loved his stuff.
I'm trying to remember the ones that like I remember growing up, and it's like I recall. Well, I know the one that everyone remembered back in like fucking 2006 was fucking Walrus Guy. He was like the most like high quality one you could get back then.
The name sounds familiar. I don't actually remember watching anything from him.
I don't know if his channel's still around. I think at this point it's probably long and gone. But I'm sure there's probably re-uploads of his stuff like lying about if you know where to look.
Yeah.
But I recall, I mean, obviously I know there's like a lot of ones that a lot of people remember. Like I know there's Deeper Cut. There was Krobo Productions, who I think is still making them today, which is wild. But the one, my favorite was Commander Guonum. That was my favorite growing up. It was just the way, like the absolute like insanity of how he fucking sets everything up. Commander Guonum is also how I found out about the fucking Renard, the fucking furry music guy who had like all the different like alter egos. Like that's how I found about that. Which also makes absolutely fantastic music. And then I remember like, you know, eventually his channel dropped off. And then like the one person I found that made like fucking YTPs that were completely up my alley. Like this was like this is fucking perfection.
Yeah.
Like, this is like peak fucking YTP MVs. Was a channel called Avoja If Not.
That's a mouthful to remember.
AVOJA If Not, and it's like one word. Channel's still up. I know like you could still find like all of their stuff, even though they haven't touched it in like an eternity. But yeah, that was like main space. It is fucking like good luck trying to keep up with it if you're a fucking normal functioning human being. His stuff is like pure ADHD core.
Yeah, I don't think I could. Given the fact that I don't even fucking stream on Twitch, yeah, I don't think I can keep up with ADHD core or anything.
Yeah, well, actually, here's a fun fact for everyone here that they might not be familiar with. Technically, the channel has already been exposed to a little bit of a voter, if not, because for the Axel name game thing, I actually used a part of a YTP for one of the clips in that.
Oh, which one was it?
It was the when you're up to the part where your dad's like don't know what crack he was smoking, and I had the very little clip of fucking Prince of Egypt Moses with the text that says "greatest crack on earth" going right up his nose. that is directly lifted from one of his YTPs.
Nice. I guess that was the easiest way to source it. Makes sense.
Yeah, like I said, my brain works in very strange ways where it's like, oh, he said crack. I know what random-ass mid-2010s YouTube poop this reminds me of.
Oh, no, totally. There's, like, just occasional, like, little trigger words where it's like, oh, wait, I totally remember, like, something based off of this, like, phrase entirely. Nobody else thinks of things this way, but just kind of, you know, wired that way.
Yeah, I guarantee if I didn't even know about, if I didn't, you know, grow up with any of those YTVs, I guarantee what I would have used in place that would have just been the fucking Brian clip of when Peter's doing crap. Which admittedly probably would have been better, I think, overall for comedy's sake. I think more people are familiar with that, but oh well, that's a fucking
fine.
hindsight type shit, so oh well.
At that point in the video, people were either watching or they weren't, so... that is probably one of my favorite, like, Family Guy moments, actually, for how the fucking, you know... How the racism in that joke is set up is very fucking funny. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, it's like, no, like, this reminds me of the time bullshit. It's literally just, Peter, what are you doing? Crack? What the fuck?
Yeah, I got it from Black's. What? Behind Black's hardware store, there's a white guy selling it.
Of course, I've heard the audio edited version of that where it's like yeah, behind White's hardware store there's a black guy selling it. I think that scene has reached like the epitome of like the fucking Steam Hams thing where there's so many additional edits of it. Yeah, you got a partial in ENBYS.
Yeah,
you got it through the door before it opened.
And it wasn't even a fucking secret either. Okay, that's great. One of the few times I don't check the first door. Oh, this room sounds angry. I agree with you, D. This map does feel a hell of a lot like the deathmatch map. Like, there's kind of almost two sides to it. There's, like, weird angles and cover, and, like, it's hard to kind of access certain spots, but you can still see each other very easily through it. Where it's, like, it's meant to almost give you, like, good battlement positions.
I'm actually would not be surprised in the slightest if this is just a repurposed deathmatch map. That does happen quite a bit.
It would make sense. It's an easy way to kind of, you know, flip things over.
Yeah. Yeah, like I think honestly it might be a repurposed deathmatch map because considering how like fucking obtuse the way that this level handles combat, it's just like, hey, we're gonna release an archvile, but there's a fucking locked door in the way, so like if the archvile tries to zap you, you can just hide behind the door. And it's like, oh yeah, let's flood the room with a bunch of pinkies, but then you could just stay on the fucking island and then just rocket them all to death. So it's like, where's the challenge?
Yeah, thankfully I was actually, you know, I'm actually paying attention. I'm like, there are pinkies about. I get the feeling that either a wall's going to open up or not. I don't know.
They're gonna teleport in.
Yeah, it's not particularly challenging to be here and then, you know, get stuck with all the pinkies, but I do appreciate that it's, you know, I have to at least roll a fucking 8 on a D20 on a fucking int check to actually not get screwed over by this room. I like intellectual challenges. It's where I excel. Not a big reflex person. Okay.
Well, unfortunately, reflexes is something that you're gonna have to get better at some point. With what's ahead
I
of
mean,
you.
I have some reflexes, but still, it's kind of more like, you know, I don't know. I prefer one over the other. Anyways. Alright. Oh, I see. There's
yeah, that's
for the sound thing to wake them up. That makes sense. Yep. Okay. Alright, now where the hell's a blue door? There's a blue door. Oh, I heard some revenants. I hear a lot of things.
Now you're an arachnotron.
Crash hears a lot of things. You may remember them if you have coin. Alright, let the girls fight down there and we'll go ahead and get rid of the mancubus.
Oh right, that was the other thing that I also wanted to like bring up today, since now that I'm actually like talking about it, and it was something I brought up during the Sunday.
Have a good night, Bingo Bongo. Thanks for showing up.
Because I know we mentioned the whole, like, you know, you making your own, like, 13-year-old stuff, and I know one of the things I mentioned in chat was the 9/11 superhero OC I made when I was 6.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that's a story that should probably be explained further.
A little bit, yeah. It would be interesting to hear.
So essentially, because I completely forgot about this. The only reason I even remembered it was because my mom was cleaning out a bunch of like old files, like way back when, and it was just like this folder, a bunch of like old shit that I made when I was like, you know, younger. I'm like, all right, and just I'll look through it, and then I just recall coming across this thing, and it was just like it was a poem that had a picture attached to it, and it was just. And it was, again, related to 9/11 or whatever, and it's just like, the poem was just like, the planes hit the Twin Towers, the towers fell down, everyone was sad, but then the firefighters came, and also Super Elephant.
Super Elephant, to rebuild the towers?
And essentially what the picture attached was imagine an elephant that's the size of a fucking kaiju, that was wearing the Superman outfit and had Super Saiyan hair, using its trunk with like filled with water to try to like put out the fires caused by the disaster of September 11th. And it's just like all the firemen at the bottom. It's just like, it's a very rudimentary like child's drawing, but it was just so funny.
I bet you probably had recently saw a cartoon use an elephant to put out the fire in a similar manner. And, you know, like, I think 9/11 could have been solved by a couple more elephants in the room.
No, but see, I was questioning, like, why would 6-year-old me specifically make a superhero that was an elephant? And then I realized, of course it's an elephant, because an elephant never forgets.
Oh god.
And like that is why like
That's
I brought
funny.
up the whole like I fucking wish I was as funny as like 13-year-old you making like Smart Woman, because it's like I wish it was fucking funny as 6-year-old me being like, I'm gonna make a fucking 9/11 superhero OC, and it's gonna be an elephant because an elephant never forgets.
That's pretty funny overall, I'll give you that. I don't have wild reactions to things typically, but that's pretty good. It's no fucking womb woman for Dr. Wily, but it's a good
Like,
one.
oh, you mean Gutsman having a womb?
It's
Because that was the thing that absolutely killed me?
same thing.
D thought it was a Republican joke. Okay, but like you have to come at this from the mind of a 6-year-old. Do you think a 6-year-old gives a shit about politics back then? Yeah.
Do you think a 6-year-old knows
I can
that knows to never forget 9/11?
I recall seeing a tweet that happened like this year where it was just like, guys, I think we know how long it takes to forget, because I think like some other fucking politician somehow just like made a statement and just everyone else was just kind of like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I saw that too. I don't remember
what...
exactly what it was about, but I do remember that kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't remember the context of it and or what exactly was said, but I just recall the response being like, turns out we know how long it takes to forget.
Yeah. Let's see, so D, you mentioned your reflexes when you talked about your Doom experience. Multiple times you got jump scared by a single imp and ended up emptying your chain gun into it. Yikes. I mean, in a sense, that's good reflexes. It's just poor fear control. Management. Yeah. Poor fear control. You kind of was like, uh-oh.
It's honestly funny hearing that coming out of UD, just because that reminds me of something while I was playing through Doom 3, which is the scary Doom game. And I put fucking massive air quotes around scary because it feels like a, wow, they are trying so hard to be scary in the same way that a fucking like 12-year-old writing a creepypasta is trying to be scary. So it's like, God, I'm like, at no point do I feel like I'm genuinely afraid of what's happening in this game. The only time I was afraid was because I fucking turned a corner, a fucking scientist NPC went, ah, and then I went, ah, and then I blasted him with my shotgun. The one fucking thing in all of Doom 3 that jump scared me, and it was a fucking NPC. None of the demons fucking did it.
That NPC was known as the Scarer. Okay, I see. I hear, I should actually say. There we go.
You could easily jump scares. You'd be right. The exact target audience for Doom 3. Oh, guess that might be the prime horror experience for you.
Yeah, I like to think that I don't get jump scared easily, but I know in my heart that's exactly why I don't play actual horror games, because like it is very easy. Like anytime I've played TF2, like I actually do get jump scared by being backstabbed. Like, that genuinely, like, fucking makes me jump out of my seat sometimes.
Oh, no, I honestly get the same feeling, but not from playing TF2. That was back when I used to play Overwatch. Anytime a fucking Reinhardt charged me, because I would turn the fucking corner and immediately just be... my face would be full of giant fucking metal man.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, the same idea with a fucking Demo Knight coming right after you. Yeah, that's also, not a pleasant experience.
Yeah, exactly that thing. Of course, now the real horror experience is imagining that there was ever a point in my life that I played Overwatch.
Come on. There we go.
Oh, yeah, you got it. Yeah, it's like figuring it out.
Dork ass to the safe room. That would be us playing Left 4 Dead. God, I love Left 4 Dead.
One of these days, when I finally get a Steam account, I will play all of the Valve games that I've seen everyone else play.
I would recommend it. It would be a good idea. Left 4 Dead 2, fun game.
I think I'd enjoy most of them. I don't think I have any doubts about that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that would be cool. You should do that, totally. I mean, when you want to start, like, fucking experiencing Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2, I will absolutely play the hell out of those with you. I'm no, like, pro by any means, but I love playing Left 4 Dead 2 on, like, the highest difficulties I possibly can. It's a great time. It's so... for the most part, all the games and maps are very well designed. And
Well, I
it's
mean,
just a very
luckily,
good
I've watched enough
experience of
people
like
play Left 4 Dead that I already know how all the special infected work.
exactly. So yeah, it's always a good time just to cover each other's asses and like, you know, scream about things.
Yeah.
Half-Life, are you talking about Half-Life, like the original Half-Life 1 aging pretty well? I would actually beg to differ a little bit, like, well, no, okay, I would say that pretty well is the accurate descriptor for how the original Half-Life aged. Like, it definitely isn't a bad game or experience when you play it nowadays, but I would say that, like, the jank really kind of shows now, especially when it's like, if you've ever played a modern game with a physics engine, playing the original game with a physics engine, or not the original game, but, you know, the original source engine, it's a fucking experience. Things do not work how you think they work.
I mean, I can kind of believe that, but I feel like at the same time, I don't think that necessarily like serves as a detriment to the quality, even if the physics feel jank. Because I've played fucking Halo 1 a bunch of times, and that game's physics engine is jank as fuck, and I still think it's a fucking great game.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say that Half-Life 1 is still a great game overall, even with its problems. But it is like, grenades are basically unusable in Half-Life 1. The physics for throwing them are so bad, at least in my eyes. Like, I really don't even want to use them unless, like, the enemy is standing still and hasn't realized my presence yet. It's really...
Isn't it like in Half-Life 1, you just, like, throw a grenade and then after it lands, it's just sticky, and so it just stuck to whatever surface it lands on?
No, in Half-Life 1, it's more like you throw a grenade and it, like, goes through the air as if you had, like, 5 frames per second, and then it attempts to land somewhere, and because it's also calculating your momentum into it in a very poor vector math fashion, it does not work.
Oh yeah, that sounds... Yeah, I guess that had to be something I had to experience myself.
Yeah.
For the first...
It's
rough. Oh yeah, welcome to the secret. And your secret is a super shotgun that doesn't fucking do anything because you already have max shells.
Amazing. Well, at least I could say I UV maxed the map, so...
Yeah, this is a pretty simple one. Next one, though. Next one's going to be a big one. Also, I would not be shocked in the slightest if you might need some additional help just to figure out how to complete the map, because some of its own design is a little bit weird. Like this was I think the only map in TNT for the longest time where it was just like, I tried to play it myself, I got stuck in the fucking map for like 3 hours and was like, okay, what the fuck do I do? How do I progress this? And then when I figured out, I was just like, why would anyone think to do that?
Alright, well, we'll see.
So, I mean, I'll be curious to see if you can figure it out right away, but...
D, I definitely agree. Half-Life 2 aged, like, way better than 1. Like, I would still play Half-Life 2 on the regular. I mean, yeah, it's got a very brown color palette for honestly how depressing that game is meant to be. Yeah, it totally makes sense. So I don't mind the excessive use of one color throughout the entire game. But, I mean, everything in that game still functions, like, smooth as hell, and the story is still great and holds up, so... Yeah, I love me some Half-Life 2. I have fond memories of it because for some reason I randomly got it as, like, a Steam Christmas gift type thing for free one day, and that kind of forever became, like, my winter holiday game. I love playing that game around Christmas every year if I can. And then, yeah, Portal also... Of the old games, I would say Portal definitely aged the best. I mean, Portal 2 still holds up for the same reasons that Half-Life 2 still holds up. Portal has... The original still has a little bit of weird jank to it, but, like... I mean, you know, it's fine. The only time I was ever, like, frustrated playing the original Portal because of, like, how physics were, like, much worse compared to, its sequel was, like... It was the one map where it has all the stupid, like, sludge, that, like, the, it's like the, I think it's the last test chamber, where, like, you have to do a, like, portal momentum conservation jump to, like, get over to the platforms that carry you over the sludge. The platform part isn't the hard part, it's the part with the momentum conservation, because unlike in Portal 2, your screen rotates like molasses to actually put you in an orientation where you can accurately shoot the floor. and that had me stuck forever trying to just actually do the thing. It's like, I've solved the puzzle, I can execute it. It's just that, or I have the right reflexes to execute it. It's just that the game does not have the physics for me to execute it very well. If it was Portal 2's engine, it would have been done and done.
That's the last test chamber before like Gladys tries to betray you, right? Or,
I
like,
think
kill
so,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I think I was still trying to get like all the achievements on the Xbox 360 version of that. So I do remember having to go through that section like quite a bit, and it being such a pain in the ass, especially if you're trying to do the, what is it? The one where like you can only use like orange portals.
I think
after a certain point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the achievements in that game are not really worth doing. Okay, where? Oh, fake walls. Cool.
Fake wall with chain gunner in it.
Fake wall with chain gunner.
Technically, this is also a this is half a Kasali map.
It has its extension, the walls. Just a little bit.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I think Dario. I forget if this one was Dario or Milo won, or like half worked on it. But I know the other half was done by another guy who makes a lot more like insanely large maps.
You never try to have 100% games, D? I mean, yeah, for the most part, I don't stress out over it. Like, if it's a game I enjoy, yes, I will try to 100% the games. If it's a game I'm like, or 100% achievements, yeah, I'll go for 100%
achievements. It's like a completely different beast altogether, depending on.
I'll go for 100% achievements, and if I'm like, you know, into the game, like I would give the game like, oh yeah, you know, this is a solid like 8 out of 10 at the very least. I'll try to get all the achievements, unless there's one for like, oh, you know, go ahead and like play this one mini game until you've won $8 zillion, and it's like, okay, this is just pointless, needless, tedious grinding. I'm not doing that, but you know, most of the time I'll give the full achievement thing a go though.
Yeah, like if there's like games in like a certain franchise, like I try to go out of my way to get all the achievements in. Like I got all the achievements for the Doom 3 re-release that you can get on modern hardware, and yeah, that required me having to play through all 3 campaigns on Nightmare, which is rough. Although I should also mention this for anyone who's only knows of classic Doom Nightmare. Doom 3 Nightmare is essentially isn't essentially like everything becomes faster. It's basically just like your max health is 25, and you have to basically rely on using the soul cube in order to get like any healing, because there's no med packs anywhere. So it's just a constant case of like you have to deal with the same amount of shit you would normally deal with on the hardest difficulty, but your health is constantly being gated to like 25 health, and like constantly going down as like an overheal mechanic, and you can only heal yourself with the soul cube, which, you know, has like a cooldown period to it. So like trying to get through campaigns with that is such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it sounds pretty rough.
It's like fake difficulty. Exactly. It is exactly that. Like I save scummed the shit through all of those. But it was like I wanted to, like essentially the goal was I want to try to 100%, you know, as many of the Doom games as I possibly could. And I believe the only exceptions to not 100%ing stuff was Doom Eternal's multiplayer achievements, because I just didn't feel like playing them, and the Unity ports for Doom 1 and 2 before we got the Doom plus Doom 2 like re-release thing. They both had achievements that's completing Nightmare on co-op, and yeah, that's the reason for completing that isn't so much that it's impossible. It came down to the fact that I would need someone else to be with me locally to do it, because those versions don't have online play. And the closest I've ever gotten was to doing it for Doom 1, but E1M6 is a bitch on Nightmare, so that's why that one went basically uncompleted the entire time. But every other Doom game I've 100%ed fully. I guess technically the only other one I also don't have 100%ed is Doom 1, the 360 port, but that's because both of the achievements for that are related to Deathmatch, and yeah, no one else is fucking playing that port anymore.
Yeah, good luck with that. Exactly. Yeah, there's certain games like I would never bother 100%ing. Like, as much as I enjoyed the Yakuza 0, there's no goddamn way I would 100% achievements or even 100% the whole game. Like, there's some absolutely ridiculous stuff related to just like doing so many side quests and unlocking so many things, which requires way more money than you would ever get by playing the game normally. It is just an absolute excuse to, you know, get people to play the AAA SLOP for longer.
Oh, the area map definitely helped to figure out where to go here.
Yeah, it's a big map. I know I have a red key, so I have one area accessible to me, but I'm trying to exhaust my non-gated options first.
Well, given that this is a Mega Man channel, how many Mega Man games have you tried to get all the achievements in?
I guess that's the thing. Like, what ports are we talking about? Like, are we just thinking about the Legacy Collection?
I guess, I guess any of the Legacy Collections, the original releases of 9 and 10, obviously 11.
Oh, yeah, I think 10 I tried for a little bit, but once I saw, like, the, you know, beat the game without getting hit, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing this. I'm too young. I'm not, interested in doing something ludicrous like that. That doesn't seem fun to me. So like once I saw that achievement, I was like, forget it. Mega Man 9 I didn't beat until I was like 20, so that should say something about that game. I haven't really bothered with the Legacy Collection achievements just because it's like, I don't know. Most of these games didn't originally have achievements. Like, I don't feel any obligation to do new ones that were just added to, like, make you play the Legacy Collection more in a kind of weird fashion. I guess I've started doing, like, you know, the little challenge things for the Legacy Collection, but otherwise it's just like, I don't know.
There are achievements tied to, so.
Yeah, but otherwise, just like, I don't know. Do I really want to get an achievement for, like, even the simple task of just booting up X6 and playing Rookie Hunter mode and jumping into a pit? Like, this is such a stupid, arbitrary challenge. Like, I'm not sure I even want to spend the time on this. Like, I think I probably will end up 100% getting all the achievements for the second Legacy Collection, because the only hard one I actually have left in there is listening to all of Alia's dialogue from X7. That's difficult for a completely different plane of logic.
Yeah, that's the one that requires you to play X7 again. But I mean, luckily you still have New Game Plus files, so I mean that helps.
I agree with you, D, on refusing to get Mr. Perfect for any of the games. For the most part, like, it's absolutely kind of a stupid thing for Mega Man. Like, I enjoy Mega Man because it's a generally tough series without resorting to, like, fake difficulty of, oh, well, you know, you're so cool and powerful, but you only have, like, a few hits in you, barring Mega Man 1. So, like, I think perfect running is, like, it's fun to watch. It's not really my thing, typically, though.
Well, Mr. Perfect, especially because I know it's related to both, like, 9 and 10 specifically, is something I never want to do because you have to one-shot the Wily Castle.
Oh,
like,
God,
no
right.
You can't fucking take breaks there, which is, like, I'm never fucking doing that. Like, if I was going to go for a Mr. Perfect, I would do it via the second Legacy Collection, because then it's like, oh, you got hit? Alright, just revert to last checkpoint.
Yeah, that makes more sense. I
But
I didn't even consider that dimension of it, because otherwise I was like, I don't know, Mega Man 10 seems kind of reasonable. Like, the game design is good there, and they don't really tend to swarm you with things. But then you mentioned that, and I'm like, oh, right. Yeah, no, that's awful. I would not do that.
You gotta one-tap the Wily Castle with no breaks. I mean, the thing is, when it comes to any of the classic Mega Man games, the only Mega Man game where you can take breaks between playing the Wily Castle is 11. Like, you could play Wily 1, you know, wait to, you know, turn the game off, come back to play Wily 2 at a later date, and, like, you could play it again. Every other game, nah, you gotta one-shot that bitch.
Yeah, it is kind of an onslaught, a legacy of old game design.
Yeah, I don't miss that. Like,
no.
I am totally fine with just being like I understand the whole idea of it, because it's like, well, you're in Wily Castle, so, like, obviously you wouldn't be able to break between, like, you know, because, like, how is he going to teleport back to Dr. Lights? But, like, somehow he's able to teleport back into Wily Castle, but Wily hasn't reestablished defenses. or whatever. It's like, you know, from a story
Sure.
standpoint, it doesn't make any sense. But from a gameplay standpoint, it's just like, I just want to fucking, like, if I fucking, you know, had to deal with, like, Mega Man 9's Wily 2, like, I want to fucking come back later. I don't want to fucking finish it and still deal with Wily 3 and 4 after that.
Like, I get the philosophy of maybe not being able to visit the shop. That I could accept. Not being able to save your game is just kind of like, okay, this is just dickish design. I don't want to do that.
You can't take breaks in 7 and 8. So D, the thing about 7 and 8 is, yes, you can go back to the shop. However, if you start Wily Castle, get like 2 stages in, turn the game off, come back, you have to restart the entire Wily Castle.
Yeah.
Same thing for Mega Man and Base as well. But yeah, for 7, 8, and Base, you can go to the shop between Wily stages, but you have to one tap the entire thing.
Yeah, it's like that's not nothing, but it is still very much like that's a time commitment. You know, you got to be able to sit down and do that. It's kind of funny that it's mostly.
Well, the funny thing about Mega Man and Base is that it's technically less mean because it only has 3 stages.
Yeah, just that one of them's really, really long. It kind of has X6 syndrome.
Okay, well, you talking about King 2?
Yes, King 2 is long. I know we've kind of gone over this, but King 2 is still long. I won't give you that.
Oh yeah, no, it's absolutely long. It's absolutely did not need to have like 4 fucking boss fights in it. However, as someone who has fucking played through Mega Man and Base fucking 8 additional times for fucking special weapon grading, King 2 is not nearly as bad as a lot of people fucking make it out to be, at least in terms of difficulty. It absolutely did not need to be that long, but it is way easier. And I...
Oh, you've cut out.
Oops. Sorry, I had a flag on Discord. Yep, okay, there we go. No, I was gonna say, like, you know, for everyone who bitches about, like, King 2 being hard, I don't think it's that bad, but Wily 3 in Mega Man and Base absolutely is that fucking hard.
I just...
You soft locked yourself. Oh damn! The Discord fucking thing went so fucking crazy. You managed to fucking soft lock yourself.
Amazing.
That was
I was looking at
soft locked in one stream. That's crazy.
I was looking at the map and just zooming around, and I fucking all right. Good job, me. Anyways.
But yeah, the reason why I find Wily, the Wily stage, Wily 3 in Mega Man Base to be harder is because I think some of the actual like platforming setups is naturally harder. But, and here's the big thing, none of the Robot Masters give you health drops when you beat them.
Yeah.
If you fucking took, like, you know, 20 damage from Cold Man, you're not getting a fucking big health. You have to fucking go into the next room with whatever health you're stuck with. And this is a game that does not give you E-times.
Yeah, I remember, like, that was really one of the things that made the boss rush in and Base, like, brutal. It was just like, oh, I have to just, like, I really have to strategically just do these bosses in a way where it's like, oh, I just need to take what I can and do the most, the strategy is just do the most difficult ones first, so that way you die early, or if it's like you always, you have strategic deaths.
Wait, with the Robot Masters in the boss rush in the final Wily stage of Mega Man?
Yeah, the idea I was trying to get across came out very garbled. I meant something along the lines of, like, instead of the usual strategy of, like, well, spacing out your normal your Robot Masters that are easy in the middle to get health after beating, like, you know, a more difficult one. It's kind of more just like you choose the boss based on how much health you think you're going to end up using during that fight.
Hey, chat. Guess who clearly hasn't played Mega Man and Base in a while?
Yeah, I haven't.
It works like Mega Man 1 rules. You have to fight them throughout the fortress. You don't get to choose.
Oh, right. I remember that. Now I remember that. Yeah, that's like Garbo. It's cool, but it's Garbo.
Yeah, that final fortress is rough. Is absolutely rough. And also, actually, having played it again, after Tengu Man, there's no health pickups between that and fighting the Wily Machine. It's like, if there is ever an excuse for you to fucking grind up on lives, it is for fucking Wily 3. King 2 doesn't hold a fucking candle to how fucking brutal Wily 3 can be.
Fair enough.
And I know plenty of people might be like, oh, but ping plane is so hard. It really isn't. You can kill it so fucking fast with spread drill, which honestly baffled me at how fast this thing fucking dies to spread drill. Like, I know, like, weaknesses exist, yada yada, but, like, this thing fucking gets eviscerated by spread drill. And then, like, the only other two things you have to worry about in that fight are, like, oh, well, if it tries to, you know, charge up the gem to shoot the laser, hit it with one remote mine, counters it immediately, and then it's like, oh, it destroyed the platforms. Oh, no, I'm gonna die. Pause the game, switch to lightning bolt, activate lightning bolt, keep using it until you have safe ground to land on.
It's kind of
And if you got the energy save, and if you have the energy saver, you have 11 of them. You have nothing to worry about.
I think it's just that for a lot of people, using the special weapons just is not an intuitive reflex for some reason. They only use it against the bosses for weaknesses, and they just don't pull it out against enemies, or, like, if the boss isn't showing, like, a clear weakness to it, where, like, those guys don't have health bars, people just aren't going to use it for some reason. Because, like, I remember when I was first playing Mega Man, like, yeah, that's kind of how I played as well. I never used the special weapons, and, like, the game was so hard for... all the games were so hard for that reason. But then once I actually started learning to just kind of, you know, free ball it a little bit, it was like, oh, wow, no, this is actually, like, a very pleasant kind of challenge, and, like, the game, like, is a lot cooler now. I appreciate things a bit more, and so, like, people were going through ENBYS, like, for some weird reason, they're just like, I don't know. I don't want to pull out the special weapons right now. I don't feel like either A, I need it, or B, I'm not familiar with them because I only use them against bosses. It's one of those things that only gets easier with familiarity.
For most, like, casual Mega Man fans, it feels like for a lot of games, and especially for ENBYS, it's the epitome of the fucking bike meme. The fucking, like, ride bike, put fucking, like, I'm only going to use Buster the entire game, and then immediately followed by game bad.
Game's
it's
so
like, bitch,
hard.
you have other things you can use to make it easier for yourself.
Those types of people love Mega Man 5. True, I love Mega Man 5.
Those types of people are like Mega Man 2 because, like, I can use Metal Blade everywhere is great.
Yeah.
Like, the only Mega Man games they think is good is the ones that have the blatantly overpowered special weapons in them, so that gives them a reason to use them. It's like, if a special weapon can't fucking kill everything immediately, why bother? Ugh, I hate that fucking mindset. Like, there's so many good weapons in these games, and you just don't use them because they're not fucking Metal Blade.
I don't even think it's necessarily that. I think it's just the fact that a lot of people don't know how to manage resources, and so they see that, like, this has a limited amount of uses, and they get worried that they're going to either A, use it in all the wrong situations, and, like, I don't know, fucking God's gonna smite them for doing so, or, you know, B, they're gonna use it in all the wrong places, and now they just won't have enough, you know, energy to beat the next boss, and, like, God help me if I have to do a second boss buster only. So, like, that just kind of paralyzes people. Like, I get it. It's not a good mentality to be in, but I get why they're doing it. And it's not just, like, a stubbornness of, like, oh, you know, weapon not God mode, will never use, must be garbage. It's more just, like...
it's like they'll only ever use special weapons if it gives you the same amount of ammo that, like, Quick Boomerang or Metal Blade will give you. It's like, you have so much fucking ammo that it's like...
Right, they don't have to...
is never going to be a problem.
Right, and it's like, they don't... It's like, there's a fear, there's a tangible fear and anxiety that, like, people will get over not having, over the fact that it's like, well, I might not have this if I really need it later, and it's just, like, they don't ever use it for that reason. It's kind of the same philosophy about, like, limited items in RPGs. People won't use their shit because they're gonna fear that they're not gonna have it when they really need it. It's a weird problem of anxiety that I've totally been there in that mental space before, and I get why it's there.
Yeah, it's also just a lot, like, really frustrating too, because, like, there's a lot of games that are really generous with the energy pickups. Fucking Mega Man and Base, and actually Mega Man 4 too, come to think of it, are really generous with energy pickups. But there's still plenty of times where I see people who've only played the games for, like, the first time, and they just refuse to use anything except the Buster unless it's boss stuff.
Right.
And it's like, it's tragic, because it's like, there is so much of this game that you have yet to explore, and, like, the only thing that you're ever going to have any kind of, like, lasting impression on is just playing through the entire game with the Buster. It's basically the same thing where it's just like, yeah, the only way to play Undertale is either True Pacifist or Genocide. Bitch, there's, like, 30 fucking neutral routes you could play instead, too! There's so much this game has to offer, you're only going one way.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's the thing then. It's just, you know, you say, okay, you've done your stubborn Buster and run, but now I encourage you, like, you know what's coming up. just try messing around a little bit more. Play around with the special weapons. Look, see, you look at this video. You can do cool things with the special weapons. And like, oh wow, Airman stage would have been so much easier. Well, maybe not a Mega Man 2 example, but you know what I'm going at here. Like, if I had just done this, and like, wouldn't you know it, maybe they'll be interested in actually playing the game, you know, a way that kind of makes more sense for how Mega Man's actually designed.
Reverse slaughter runs help you break that mentality. Yeah, that's actually a really good way to break the mentality, because it's like, well, you can't rely on everything. So it's like, you already know you're not going to have the weakness for the boss, so you might as well experiment with it in the stage and see what you do with it. And it ends up leading to a lot of situations where it's like, holy shit, this is really useful.
Yeah.
It's like, and honestly, I feel like, I will admit, I ran into the same thing. There's plenty of weapons where, like, you know, playing through a lot of these games again, where it's like, I'm actively trying to use special weapons throughout the entire stage, for every stage, just to see where I can, and it's like running into situations where just like, you know, weapon I thought was absolute fucking garbage is actually way better than I could have ever anticipated. I know there's plenty of stuff from Mega Man 5 I've brought up before, between Power Stone, Napalm Bomb, Crystal Eye. It's like, you could absolutely use these like way more efficiently than I think anyone would ever use it for. There's plenty of stuff in 7. I wasn't expecting Wild Coil to score as high as it did.
Yeah, Wild Coil is surprisingly good.
I thought Wild Coil would be like a bottom 10, but it's like, you know what? The damage is at least pretty decent on it. It's the way it's, you know, designed kind of makes it fucking like, you can't really get the maximum potential out of it, because how many times are enemies going to be appearing both in front and behind you? So it's like, from that aspect, it's not very good. But you know what? In terms of damage, it's not bad. It's not bad. Yeah. And, I mean, hey, if you want the fucking king of, like, absolutely fucking, like, oh, this weapon's shit, I'm never going to use it, and then it turns out actually being really good, fucking look no further than Topspin. Absolutely amazing weapon to use in a lot of sections in 3. Especially Shadow Man stage, even before you get to the boss.
Oh, yeah. It takes out the paratroopers really nicely. And,
it takes out most things in that stage nicely.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone's going to be like, oh, well, Top Spin's a bad weapon, because every time you try to use it against the boss, you take damage, and then if you try to use it while they're in the invincibility frames, the entire thing fucking just drains in a second. So it's like, this weapon is clearly bad. And they'll be like, Spark Shot's a great weapon, because you could use it against the first phase of the Wily Machine, and it does really good damage. Therefore, it has to be good. People who've never used Spark Shot outside of boss fights.
I'm not sure what the hell just happened to me in that room. Got teleported several times, then an Archvile came in and started invading my personal space. Why do I keep getting teleported?
The corners teleport you.
Oh, that's...
You kind of just have to kill it really fast.
That's going to be very good to do with my 41% health. I guess I'll have to bring out the BFG ball.
D, to answer your question about Wild Coil in 7, I don't think in the English version it does tell you can aim up with it. I think in the Japanese version it does. So that might just be like a lost in translation thing, but I don't know how useful like being able to aim it a little bit higher does. Though honestly, the most pathetic thing I found out about Wild Coil is the fact that the charge version does negligible additional damage to everything. I think there was like 2 enemies in the entire game where you can kill them with one. You can kill them with one charge coil, and that would normally take them 2 uncharged coils to kill. Whereas like every other enemy is like, if you can use 2 uncharged or 2 charged, and they take the same amount. It's stupid. It does like 1 extra point of damage. I actually think it does like 0.5 extra damage to most things in the game. That's what makes it so stupid. Because yeah, for some reason 7 has a lot of weapons that work in decimals damage-wise for some reason. I guess for greater damage variance, but like then it ends up making weapons like Freeze Cracker like absolutely like piss.
I thought this was a damaging floor earlier. I guess I was just getting beaten up by the Arachnotrons a lot more than I thought I was.
No, it's just lava, but it not hurt lava, it fine lava.
It's lava, parentheses, good, is parentheses lawful good. What do you think of the...
Honestly,
random change of topic. What do you think of the idea that the only thing separating lawful good and chaotic evil is society's perception of the character? Because I think, or I'm sorry, did I say lawful good and chaotic evil? I meant to say chaotic good and lawful evil.
I mean, I was gonna say, like, I feel like even if the original way you said it, I feel like that is such a fucking, like, Heath Ledger Joker fucking quote some fucking mall ninja would put on their wall.
Yeah, the thing I originally said is very Joker core, but I think that I don't know, this one's slightly less Joker core. Because, like, I don't know, if you think about it, chaotic good is somebody who's trying to challenge the status quo, but, you know, in a way that's a benefit to society, you know, shaking up institutions, but trying to overall have a good heart about things. Meanwhile, lawful evil is just perceived as breaking institutions to put themselves in a seat of power, maybe along their own kind of moral code, if it's fucked up or wrong. So it's basically just, you know, determined by how society views that person's moral code. You feel?
Yeah, I mean, well, hey, I mean, you know, you'd probably bring up that whole conversation with how people came out of watching the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie. It's like, are you just like, nah, he's a lunatic? To just be like, actually, he has a good point.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm continually waking up more revenants as I pass by.
There's revenants somewhere.
I wonder where.
Sure, I hear them, but I don't seize them.
Is that gonna raise them up here? Or is this going to? That's going to. Okay,
There
out.
they are.
Out of this room.
Out of this room! Out of this room! Spirits be gone from this room!
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of. Reactantron's shooting at your feet. Yeah, right, that's makes sense, that earlier room.
Yeah,
We live in a society. True. Depends.
Honestly, though, thinking about the whole special weapon thing again, it's like that's probably the reason why I'm not surprised a lot of people say that Mega Man 9 is their favorite.
Yeah, all the special weapons in that game are, with the exception of Plug Ball, and even then, not a hard exception to Plug Ball, are just immediately useful and obviously good.
Plug Ball's not even that bad. Actually, I think
Yeah.
I watched like Juku's playthrough, and I think he said that in his opinion, Magma Bazooka was the worst.
Yeah, no, I kind of agree. Like, it's kind of decent, but like the ammo to effectiveness ratio is just off.
Well, here's the funny thing, because I was thinking about like, oh, he thinks Magma Bazooka works, and he was talking about exclusively the charge version, because it's like, yeah, it uses up a lot of ammo, and the thing that he brought up, and I also kind of realized, was the charge shots don't have follow through like every other charge shot weapon has.
Huh.
So like, if you
Yeah.
know, even if you kill an enemy with a charged Magma Bazooka shot, it's still just, it's gone. It's not follow-throwing after that point, so it's like, that's pretty bad. But then I realized that the way I use Magma Bazooka is probably the better way to use it, where you just use it like the uncharged version, like it's a poor man's triple blade.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you can kind of like absolutely obliterate a bunch of enemies if you line up all the shots right, and then like, it's essentially, you use it the same way you would use Concrete Shot, but it doesn't use up as much ammo as Concrete Shot, you just have to be better with how you position yourself.
Fair. You love the variety of trajectories that Nine's weapons have, D? Yeah, I would agree with that. That's something that I think is really a hallmark of a good weapon set in any Mega Man game, no matter how you slice it. Like, if they go in multiple directions, then they all have like a specific use, because Mega Man shoot in only one direction. And so bringing Mega Man into a 3D environment or giving him the ability to shoot in all directions kind of breaks gameplay. Looks at Mega Man X7 glaringly.
Wait, being able to shoot in all directions breaks the game glaringly. I'm surprised you didn't just bring up Mega Man 2 for that example.
Now that too, yeah. The Mega Man X7 gets like the direct glare. Mega Man 2 gets the side eye. Ah.
All right, wow, you actually did figure it out. That was the part I was stuck on for hours, because honestly, who the fuck would think, yeah, let me just shoot the random fucking marble tile. That'll raise a platform, clearly.
They look kind of weird in this stage, and plus the previous couple stages had me interacting and, like, you know, punching at least some of the faces, so I'm like, you know, maybe this raises this thing, and lo and behold, it does.
Yeah, I agree with you, D. I do enjoy when special weapons can do stuff that the Buster can't inherently do.
Yeah.
I'm also not opposed to weapons that are just like, hey, this is just like on-demand charge shots.
Yeah, that works too.
I think that's just the speedrunner in me talking.
No, I mean, I think it's also good for any Mega Man game to have at least exactly one weapon that is on-demand charge shot. That is just good.
Almost a flat upgrade. It is a flat upgrade against like everything except like what fucking sniper armor. It is a flat upgrade.
Yeah, it is. The almost in that sentence is doing the heavy lifting of technically does not have infinite ammo.
Yeah. The almost to be like a 0.001% place where you can't use it. It is a flat upgrade. Leaf Shield is really good. It's just I wish it was a 14-shot weapon instead of a 10-shot, just because like ammo consumption for that is kind of weird. But the damage on Leaf Shield is so damn good. Air Shooter would be better if it didn't run into the same problem that Bubblehead has to a lesser degree, where it's just like a bunch of things are just randomly immune to it.
This doesn't open yet.
I believe as far as the stuff that Metal Blade can't kill in Mega Man 2, I think it's literally just the chickens in Woodman stage, the spring heads, the sniper armors, and there's one other enemy I'm forgetting that it can't do anything against. Blockies maybe, which like, okay, who cares?
Yeah, and for Blockies, you have your handy Crash Bomber for that.
Yeah, which I think the only time you use Crash Bomber against Blockies is literally just Metal Man stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus like, yeah, for spring heads you could just use Bubblehead or Quick Boomerang. For the chicken, I don't even shoot the chickens. I every time I go through 2 now, I've always realized the exact positioning where they always jump. So I'm just like, I'm not even going to shoot this entire section. I'll just wait for them to jump over me.
Yeah, I mean, you can just kind of, hold towards them, run away for a little bit, and then just go back again. That's typically, yeah, I'll do something like that. But, when doing the little speedrun challenges in the Legacy Collection, then it's imperative to save a couple of seconds by actually blasting through them with Crash Bomber and not having to run back or wait for them to jump over you.
Yeah, obviously it's better. Use Crash. Yeah, Crash Bomber is excellent against Blockies. But yeah, to get back to the whole like, oh, it's almost a flat upgrade thing, where it's like, well, I mean, the only reason Metal Blade didn't end up immediately hitting God tier on my current tier list is because of Quickman and Flashman stages having all the sniper armors in them. Because but honestly, besides that, it basically breaks the entirety of Mega Man 2.
It's a god with like one check.
Yeah, it's like literally the one check being sniper armors, which like, yeah, what the only times that's ever going to come up is going to be like Flashman stage, the tail end of Quickman stage, and the end of Wily 4. And it's like, that's it. Oh, and I guess you can't use Metal Blade to fucking deal with a bunch of the bosses. Not like it fucking already deals with like half the Robot Masters perfectly.
Yeah, it deals with the other half of the bosses real easy.
It's like, oh, but it doesn't do anything against Mecha Dragon. Yeah, okay, use Quick Boomerang.
Or use Turbo
like,
Fire.
Yeah, it's the thing that everyone uses against Pico Kun, even though Bubble Lad technically kills it in one hit. But the Metal Blade is a fine choice. Doesn't do anything against Guts Dozer, but you just use Quick Boomerang for that. Doesn't do anything against Booby Trap, but to be fair, most things don't do anything against Booby Trap, because Booby Trap fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And then yeah, against like second phase of Wily Machine, it's obviously great for that if you didn't save up an additional Crash Bomb. Yeah, that's the floor that'll damage you, not the lava floor.
I looked at it and I'm like, is the stove hot? I think I'll touch the stove to see if it's hot. Ow, stove is hot.
Yeah, Metal Blade is just ridiculous in that it's like, it would be good if like it had just 2 of the things it's really good at. It's essentially the fact that it could do like 7 things really well.
Yeah.
It's like 112 shots, can be fired in any direction, does insane amounts of damage, has follow-through. Fucking, you could do the stupid thing where you can hold up and down at the same time and just leave it in place. So you can make Metal Blade mines.
Wait,
which is actually my favorite way to play with it.
I've not seen that. No, I've never seen anybody demonstrate
you've never seen Metal Blade mines?
No.
Yeah, if you hold 2 opposite directions on a D-pad, it's a lot easier if you play on keyboard like I do.
Mm-hmm. That's probably why.
But yeah, if you press on 2 opposite directions, I usually do up and down. you can fire a metal blade, and the metal blade will stay in place because it's trying to go up and down at the same time.
Huh.
So you can make mines with them. But the issue is that if you make a metal blade mine, then you can only fire up to 2 more metal blades at that point because you're eating projectiles.
Yeah.
So one of the ways I try to make it more fun to fight like bosses like Bubble Man is I just use mines and just wait for him to like run into them. I don't even try to directly fight him anymore. It makes the boss fight way more interesting.
That's entertaining. It's good to know.
Yeah, I would say like, oh, it'd be a great way to do on the Legacy Collection version, but from what I understand, playing with like at least certain controllers, the D-pad is what brings up like the little like, you know, additional like semi-pause menu for the first Legacy Collection, so you can't use it there, unfortunately. But yeah, any time I have like an opportunity to just be like, you know, doing something like that is my favorite way to use Metal Blade, because it's just like I can use it in an interesting way that isn't just I fire in direction and it kill.
Well, that's fun. I'll have to try that at some point and actually just use the keyboard.
Yeah, it's such a goofy ass thing, but yeah, it is super fun to try to fight like at least bosses that like take a significant amount of damage with Metal Blade, to fight them with like metal mines.
I think I would probably almost prefer to fight Flashman that way.
Yeah, Flashman and Bubble Man especially, it's pretty fun to try with. Well, actually, since we're still talking about special weapons, I know I brought up how I finished the Mega Man and base grading. But yeah, basically everything in there ended up being like B tier or higher. The only kind of outlier ended up being Magic Card, being in B-, because it does give you a lot of ammo, it does retrieve items, damage is abysmal. Barely does any damage. I think you can kill enemies with pellet packs and you can kill them with Magic Card. It's kind of sad.
Oh yeah, hold on. You were mentioning the other night, then I kind of looked over the your comment, but you mentioned Magic Man, the fight was a little bit easier, but not much more.
I did try it again. Fighting in Buster only is still a pain in the ass, but the one thing that I added, having replayed it again, is not necessarily that I think that Magic Man is any easier or harder, but that I think fighting Pirate Man Buster only is a fucking ordeal.
Oh yeah,
Holy
no,
shit.
Pirate Man Buster only is a nightmare. That man can really control the field on your ass.
Yeah, holy shit. That man does not let up with the remote mine when he feels like it. Holy. He's the blue key and the red key. I think
Yeah, I feel like I'm still trying to figure this out on my own, but I'm pretty sure the only place I have left to go is that one random gray patch down there that I wasn't able to open previously. Maybe it's open now for some mysterious reason.
Well, you hit all the switches around the base of the tower in that room up there, right?
Oh wait, that's probably what I forgot to do. I forgot that there's a pedestal over here with the yellow key on it. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Now the map makes much more sense.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that lowered. So yeah, now you could just head to the exit.
Yeah, I could. Don't know how this opens, but I guess...
weapon is remote mine. They think they were too lazy to try to pull new weapon with modified flash bomb. Well, it's funny that you mentioned that, because in a lot of ways, remote mine is just the better flash bomb.
Yeah, because you can actually aim it.
Actually, honestly, bringing back to the whole, like, you know, like Crash Bomb being good thing, I think remote mine is literally Crash Bomb if it was good.
Fair enough.
And to add on to that, remote mine was so fucking good. It is second to Metal Blade on the list right now. It beat out Night Crusher. Wow,
pretty impressive.
So in a roundabout way, Crash Bomb did in a way end up being a top 3 weapon.
Crash Bomb's cousin became a top 3 weapon. Not quite the same.
Yeah, no, remote mine was really, really damn good. And then as far as like some of the other stuff, I think like three weapons. Yeah, remote mine is how you insta kill the capsule, because you lay one down like ready to beat the Wily machine, and then the capsule just runs into it and it kills it in one hit before his health bar fills up. Like it's like you're doing the noise crush trick in 7 with Turbo Man and Springman. Which is very funny. I've never tried it myself, but yeah, I have seen it done in speedruns, but yeah, it's very, very funny. And considering how obnoxious that capsule can be at times, like yeah, it's not a bad trick to implement. Yeah, I think quite a few weapons I think ended up about A-. I think Ice Wall got an A-. That was really good. The damage output on that thing is like insane. Like, I think Ice Wall actually has the same amount of damage output as Remote Mine too. So like, that's pretty strong. Wave Burner was really good. I think Wave Burner would have scored higher if it didn't have like a really bad showing in Pirate Man stage for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Copy Vision also actually did really well because I did not realize how much use you can get out of this thing. I think the shots it fires actually do more damage than standard pellets for one.
Yeah, they definitely do.
It lasts for a while. Like you can place one down, start moving further into the stage, it will keep firing even while it's well off screen. You can use it to set up like a bunch of like trap stuff too. It's like surprisingly good because that was one of the ones where like when I went back to replay ENBYS like, you know, pretty recently, I was like, I didn't really see much of a use for Copy Vision. Copy Vision is really good. But it's definitely more of like a high skill ceiling type thing. Like you have to know like good spots on where to line it up or whatever. But it's a really good weapon. Oh yeah, and it also draws aggro too, like Dee mentioned. Yeah, it's honestly just kind of insane just for that alone.
Yeah, that's kind of.
I think if Copy Vision didn't even do damage, just to use it to draw enemy fire away, I think it would be incredibly good as is. The fact that it could also fire too makes it great. All
right.
Spread Drill was also really damn good. I thought it was like, oh, this isn't great because it's like you try to use a big drill, there isn't any damage. I realized pretty fast the DPS you can get out of the smaller drills is really damn high. It's not like Ice Wall or Remote Mine good, but like against like a lot of, you know, smaller enemies that you're fighting, like, you know, that appear in swarms, holy shit, Spread Drill is really good.
Yeah.
Even against some like medium-sized enemies, it's really good. And obviously, I found out that's really good because it absolutely eviscerates King Tank, or King Jet, too. There was that.
Alright, finally, progress. I made progress.
Yeah, well, this is technically the final arena.
Oh, cool. It kind of looks like a mini golf course almost. Honestly, there's a lot of very weird protrusions kind of all throughout this space. It almost looks like they're trying to set up like, you know, here's a hole here and here's a hole there.
No, visually, I never considered that, but you know what? I kind of see it now that you mention it.
Something about it just feels a little bit unusual. And it's also, like, brightly lit and not, like, super, like, nearly as industrial as the rest of the stage for some reason. I don't know. Just struck me. Okay, and that's where this is.
Probably no one's surprised, a Lightning Bolt is probably the best screen clear weapon in the entire series. I don't think that's very shocking.
Yeah.
Haha.
Haha. Yeah, it does a lot.
Yeah, and Tengu Blade was also really damn good. But in all fairness, Tengu Blade is also like 3 weapons stapled together, so that doesn't shock me. Like shit, dude. You took fucking Slash Claw and Charge Kick, put it into one weapon, then gave it like a semi-decent projectile that occasionally happens. Like, yeah, fuck, dude, this is such a good weapon.
Okay, well, I turned the fucking bowling alley on, apparently. Now the pins are getting set up.
Then hit switch, then everything start appearing.
Starting to slowly dispense out of the fucking vents, too. Alright. This is kind of a cool set piece. Okay.
Also, small channel plug, but this is also a level that, if you check any of the videos on my channel where I had, like, the random, like, Doom passive monsters bug, this is the level it happened on. I had, like, 20 plus something monsters all just kind of, like, walking around in the corner, just not being aggro at all.
Huh. Odd.
Well, I tried to figure out why it happened, because I realized it happened on the Unity version. Apparently what I found out is that if you do save games on the Unity version, apparently if you reload after turning the game off, the enemy, like, target vectors don't stay, so they just kind of forget who you are, and then, like, they're trying to aggro to something that doesn't exist. So that's how that ended up happening. So, yeah, at least on that version, you can just be like, you know, have everything fucking target, you save a game, you know, exit the game, close the game, reopen the game, load it back up, and then you just have, like, a bunch of fucking Doom monsters just kind of hanging out, just not doing anything.
The party. Oh, you bastard, Lost Soul. Lost Soul had the intercept on that rocket.
You gotta be careful about rockets and Lost Souls, that they love to eat them while they're right in front of you.
He was off screen too. If the Lakers need a center, hire that guy. And they're slowly coming out of the vents more and more now. Cool. They're even shaped like little amoguses, if you really squint and don't think about it very hard. That's one of my favorite little things to put on the end of sentences sometimes is if you don't think about it, it just justifies basically any stupid bullshit you could possibly say for a bit.
Thinks about it harder.
Wait a minute, this joke actually sucks. No, you weren't supposed to think about it. Thinking about it violates the terms and conditions of this joke.
Lost sus.
Lost sus, true. Oh man, I wonder what hitting this button does.
Well, if you said exit the level, then you would be incorrect.
Wrong. Be wrong.
Instead, it gives you
Generates
more
barons.
and a cyber demon. Also, those are still Hell Knights.
Damn it. I knew it was wrong the moment it came out of my mouth.
I shall forever misgender the Hell Knight.
It's more like mistitle.
I don't know. I like to assume that that's their gender. 'Cause I think it's funnier.
The gender is one's gender is knight, the other's gender is baron. Fair enough, I guess.
Maybe if the Hell Knights were a nice blue color, then we'd know their gender.
And it won't be the ones that you're expecting. Challenge your preconceived notions of color associations. Man, I wish I left like any health around the map. I mean, there's that megasphere, but I can't, or that supercharge, but I have no idea how to get it.
Well, much like how you mentioned vents in a Mobish, you have to vent. Also, there's a supercharge at the end of that hallway. Being blocked by the several Hell Knights.
Oh, in that direction. I see. Yeah, I don't feel like that's a good idea to go. Oh, I see it now. Yeah, maybe I'll wait on that. I'll just throw some rockets downfield and hope for the best. Oh, that's not solid.
No, it just blocks player entities. It doesn't block projectiles.
Just blocks my line of sight. Okay, behind me. Alright. Plenty of demons to take care of.
Oh, at least in fighting some of the Hell Knights.
Good.
That helps a bit. Now you should probably get the Soul Sphere.
I still fucked that up.
And I'm honestly surprised you survived that.
Yeah, I shouldn't have. I think that literally sucked away all of the fucking supercharge. That was a full 100 damage rocket.
Well, you were at 4 health, so it sucked away everything except 10 health that the supercharge gave you. So 90% of the supercharge.
Actually, that was a pretty low damage Cyber Demon rocket, all things considered, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I know theirs can go pretty high.
I think the only way you can survive a max damage Cyber Demon rocket is literally if you're topped off by a Megasphere with 200 on both health and armor. I think, or like really close to it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, you
from
probably
my memory.
should. You probably should get the Megasphere before you exit to the next map because you're probably gonna be there. This is probably going to be the last map for tonight. What did you think of maps 16 and 18, considering that this is where we're starting to get like the really big maps?
This is 18. I don't know. 16 was fine. It took a little bit long to wander through everything, but like overall, it was kind of engaging and was like, you know, there wasn't too much downtime of like figuring out where to go and that kind of shit. 18, I haven't been a fan of because it has been like taking considerable mental effort each time to figure out where the hell am I going and what's the next way to progress here. Not impossible, but still not fun.
Yeah. Well, there is a secret in this room. Well, I'm sure the map can help you there.
I would believe it. Perhaps it is over here. Great. Hey, Consumption, what's up? Yeah, we be wrapping up level mills over here. I've been kind of letting Grim yap about Mega Man stuff because we do love Mega Man around here. But I mean, because it's mostly because my brain has been kind of glazing over from like trying to do this level. It's just like it's not particularly hard. It's just very much like a, oh god, okay, now I have to think where am I going next, and then there's just some other kind of random. Just
you should probably backtrack for that Megasphere before.
Well, that's it was a supercharge, but like I don't know how to get it. Like it's the one that's on the ledge from
I'm pretty sure the auto map could at least give you hints towards.
No, because it's like it's completely blank back here. It's this one. I have no idea.
Oh, okay, they did hide these. Okay. Oh, you can see it. Yeah, you can see the right side, that where the white line def is on the right, directly to the right of it.
Oh yeah, but that was for the invincibility. That was this one, not this one. To the left.
Oh, okay. Yeah, never mind. I know how you get there.
All right.
If you want the assistance.
Yeah, go ahead and guide me. I'll take the back seat.
All right. Go back to the big blue room where you had like all the switches that lower down like the big silver thing.
Gotcha. Figured it was somewhere around there.
We're not playing G, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. All right. So go all the way to like the big center room, and now to the. All right. Okay, but I didn't mean to go in it. I'm sorry. So go out and turn left. That the elevator. Not there. Around. The one behind you. That one. Yeah. That one.
Okay.
Oh yeah, go up there. And then there should be a computer panel on the wall. You should be able to open that.
Oh, of course. I came back here earlier, but I didn't actually check this part of the level. I checked like the hallway right after it. All right.
Yeah, I had to remember. It's like, oh wait, yeah, they actually start like hiding line defs once you get to like TNT. So like you actually have to be like more diligent with secret hunting.
Fair enough. All right, now let's get the hell out of here. I've been awake for long enough. Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, that's
oh, all the way around. Yeah, no, 18 has kind of been. I don't remember. Was there? It was 8 and 18. Both have not been very great for me. I didn't like metal and I didn't like mill. So we both have the curse of the 8s and the curse of the M's so far.
Yeah, technically. Although I'm not 28. I don't think it's too bad. At least if you're playing on solo. If you're playing on co-op, it's fucking hell. Literally. Yeah. Mill is definitely one I kind of have mixed feelings about because, like I said, my first playthrough with this map took me like 3 hours because. How the fuck was I supposed to know you're supposed to shoot the fucking lion phases to make progress?
Yeah, I don't know. That one, I'm just like, I'm willing to shoot random textures in, what level was that to try to find the secret exit when it was just as simple as, oh yeah, just click E on the wall next to the, Berserk.
Oh, yeah, Dead Zone.
Yeah. Also, I agree. Yeah, they did not get a mill vibe from map 18 neither. It was just, it was very much like... place, and, then at the end, it's like, the local putt-putt zone at your decaying mall with disgruntled employees coming out of the walls.
If you remember the spot with the revenants in the cages where there's one spot there where it has like a bunch of like raising and lowering sectors.
Yeah.
I always kind of interpret it as like, oh, that's supposed to be like they're supposed to be like saws and like you'd imagine a log going across and like that would be like the mill part of it. But it's like again, you have to think super abstractly for this because this is still like 90s Doom era mapping.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of it isn't really obvious. Although it's funny I say that because this map, when we get to it next week, actually has a good amount of Doom cute in it. Because it's like, it's supposed to be like a shipping,
shipyard.
Yeah, shipyard. You know, and actually the name of the level is, you know, kind of funny because it's shipping / respawning because it's spawning demons.
Yeah. Well, I'll be interested in that.
Awesome.
I mean, so far TNT's holding up pretty well. It's just got a couple of maps that I'm not super into, but you know, for the most part, I'm still into TNT. So I'm glad to keep going on with it.
I think next stream is going to be interesting because after this, we get the double whammy of maps 20 and 21, which are both fucking huge. And like 20, I will still defend. It is a huge ass map. I still like it because it feels like you are marathoning to build up to get to the last third of the game that is like getting to hell. Map 21 can fucking die. I hate it.
It's like, I already ran one marathon. I'm not running a second one that is significantly
worse.
Two
marathons back to back is a bit much. Map 21 honestly should have been a secret map. That's how fucking big it is.
How many maps are in this?
32.
32.
If it's a megawatt, if it's a full megawatt, it's always 32. Good thing to remember.
Oh boy. Yeah, a lot to get through. We'll chew on it 1 week at a time. So that'll be it for me tonight. Thanks Grim for helping out with the commentary when my brain was just melting. not even melting, like slowly deflating.
We are getting to the point with TNT maps that I feel like me being here for co-commentary is at least going to help you not like start to fucking, you know, pass out.
Right. Not start scratching at the walls, being like, oh god, I need to keep talking, but I also need to figure out where the fuck I am right now. I'm lost in the middle of the Mojave Desert, or like a shopping mall that's been abandoned for 10 years.
I feel like your final opinions on TNT would probably be a lot lower if I was not here to help with co-commentary.
Yeah, probably.
Especially getting to the last third, but yeah, I do. Like I said, I enjoy this. I'm glad I don't actually have to play through this anymore. I feel like I'm not losing my mind.
But yeah, we'll chew on TNT more next week. So thanks everyone for tuning in for Doom this week. We'll be back next week, Monday with more Mega Man RPG, Tuesday with more Doom TNT. If you are interested in joining our little Discord server, the link's in the description. Do all of the little streamer interact things that we tell you to do because it helps the channel grow and all that stuff, and I think that's pretty neat. Other than that,
Subscribble.
Yeah, Subscribble, Lakaib, and Sharer. That's the best I have at this point in the night. So,
Sharer?
Yeah.
Like a kid I went to middle school with.
It sounds like a little bit like Charare, which is just a little bit off of Tarare, that kid that in France who once ate like a billion different like things and died from having a baby, mega stomach,
and the baby.
So, with that piece of horror, good night, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Good night, everybody.